Torch and friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Round and around and around. Yeah. When love goes around, it comes around. Can't stop it. When love goes around, it comes around. Here it goes. Yeah. DJ Torch. Chair, the family's here. Voices are warm, the vibe is clear. Love goes around. Ooh, DJ Torch and friends, it's about to go down. Yeah. It's about to go down. Yeah. Laughter and truth, a gentle sound. Hearts open wide when the love goes round. About to go down. Love goes around, it lifts, it flows. Love goes around and everybody knows. Love goes around from me to you. Love goes around, it always comes through. Yeah, yeah. Torch and friends, round and round it goes. Love goes around. Love goes around. Round and round it goes.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2 1 2. I think I need to break it down like this. I got this new little clip. I'm going to play a little clip and then we're going to move forward. Here we go. If you support slapping a woman, like Kevin said.
Let me explain what I mean. He's like, women have a way of not knowing how to let things go. You can give up the argument. You can let it go. They can know they've won.
Microphone check 1 2. If you can hear me out there, put a 1 in the chat. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Oops. Wait, I'll pause that. Hit that again. Pause that. 1 second, y'all. I'm just working on some things in the background. Okay, here we go. Boom, here we go. Woman, like Kevin said, you support slapping a woman, like Kevin said. Right,
Let me explain what I mean. He's like, women have a way of not knowing how to let things go. You can give up the argument. You can let it go. They can know they've won. There's nothing else to be gained, and they will continue to push and push and push. And he said, at that point, once you've exhausted all other options, then a slap becomes a good option.
When the tables turn in your favor and a narcissistic person is starting to lose, going to hurt, going to become very, very toxic, okay?
I am not sorry for something I didn't do, and I am not sorry for the things I did do.
If you support scamming, like O'Shea said about Obsidian, and if you support corn bombing a woman who doesn't even know you freaking exist. And this is the guy you want to follow? Don't give me that crap about, oh yeah, we're here to make men better. You think teaching men how to corn bomb women, how to slap women, how to scam is making black men better?
At that point, once you've exhausted all other options, then a slap becomes a good option.
Woo, get the gun. Nay. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my grandma, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
All right, welcome back.
But in any event,
Look at this clown right here. Look at this clown right here. Welcome to everybody in the chat. Miss Jackie Gaines, Act Natural Under Pressure. Femi, Tevin, good seeing you. We're going to have one hell of a show tonight. One hell of a show tonight. Oh, let me shut up. I don't want to ruin, Ghost's beautiful music she made. Okay, so let me see how my cam is working. The cam's working good. I got my guns, y'all. Got them. I got them going. Okay. So let's go back over. I want to go over some things that Malcolm X said that everybody, has a great amount, not everybody, but most people, a lot of people, let's just say a lot, of respect for, Malcolm X. And so let's go over him first. I want to show you a contrast in mentality. Here we go.
As it was mentioned in the last rally, the only provider many of our children know is the white welfare agent or the white social worker. And because of this, many of our children mistake the white welfare agent or the white social worker as their father. And sometimes they're right. You see all these little half-white babies running around in the community. They're not that way because you and I want them to be that way. The white man rapes and ravishes and takes advantage of our women. He'll take your little sister. Yes, he will. Your little baby sister is the potential.
Now that is there is some truth to that. What I want to do is get to, let me see. Let me see if I have it over here. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yes, I do. Here we go. So the funny thing is that I did some digging and discovered that the manosphere they do not like the ideology of Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. They both wanted the black men and black community to support and defend black women. I said what I said is in the house as well. Great seeing you. Where did I put that? Not there. Dang, I made so many playlists. Okay, here we go. Is it in Halloween for real? Yes, it is. Here we go.
Is the black woman.
Okay, let me play this. Remember this is
Disrespected.
I played this before, and I think I'm going to have to play it again because it's very important for everyone to know that Malcolm X is not feeling the red pill. He is not feeling the red pill at all. Here we go.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And the only time a Muslim really
said, let me play that again. Here we go.
Muhammad teaches us to respect our women.
He says, respect our women.
And to protect our women.
And to protect our women. That's what he said. That's what Malcolm X said. You're gonna listen to Malcolm X or you're gonna listen to Kevin Samuels? That's the big question we have tonight. Who are you gonna listen to? You can listen to Malcolm X or you can listen to Obsidian. You can listen to Malcolm X or you're going to listen to some other red pill fool talking some shit about black women. Because according to Malcolm X, he says this.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And
so basically, you heard what he said, right? We all heard what Malcolm X said. That's what Malcolm X said. Let's go over some of the things that some of these red pill dudes be saying. Let's go over that shit. That's the shit we need to go over. Let's go over that right now. Let's let Obsidian get his two cents in.
We have our critics. Doesn't it seem like we dispatch one critic, we dispatch one simp panderer, and it seems like 3 or 4.
So he's calling Malcolm X a simp. That's how far gone these people are. That's how bigoted they are. He called Malcolm X made it clear. He didn't stutter. He didn't pause. He said the most disrespected people on this earth are black women. He said, let me shut the hell up and let him tell you again. Because I think we need to go there again. I think we need to teach Obsidian a fucking lesson tonight. Because he needs a lesson on how to treat women. Because obviously he's not a ladies' man. He's a man's man, not a ladies' man.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women.
Now, let's see what old Sugar Cane got for us.
Or sprout up in their place like a hydra. You get rid of one, and then a couple more sprout up in their place. Doesn't it always seem like that? It seems like that to me. But in any event, here we are. It's you and me. It's this big Roadcaster style microphone. on a dreary and rainy afternoon here in the city of Philadelphia. And we have a lot to discuss today.
We sure the fuck do.
But first, like I said, the Black Manosphere Conclave. We are going to Vegas. That's our next stop. It will be our first stop out west. Looking forward to hitting up Los Angeles and Seattle and all the rest of it as well. We'll see what happens, in the years to come. We will be in Cali, Colombia in 2027.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
that is our next stop.
But yeah, bringing that bigotry all over the place.
Each other. If you are a Black professional of any kind and you support the morals and values of the Black Manosphere and you attend one of these events, you're not going to leave without your network getting bigger, without your vision.
Yeah, without spreading bigotry. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Let me make it clear why he got booted off of YouTube. It's because he started harassing Black women really bad. One in particular, everybody knows it. If you don't, just catch my last live stream. He was pretty horrendous. And the thing is that you want to believe that the largest group of men, Black men in the United States, at least online, are trying to improve or better our community. But they're not. In fact, they're following in the footsteps of those who owned them. They use the same terminology. Okay. They're using the same terminology that slave owners used. Because the thing is that they feared the same thing that slave owners feared about Black people, is that they don't want to be made, what would you call it? Obsolete. So all those men with the red pill ideology, they're becoming obsolete. They are not high value men. They are not Klay Thompson. They are not Denzel Washingtons. They would probably call those men simps. They have more love for other men than they do for their women. In fact, they hate Black women in particular. Let me play more of this dude right here. Let's see what else he got to say. Maybe he'll come back with something good. But it sounds like to me he's selling the same trash he was throwing out before he got kicked off of YouTube. Here we go.
See what happens, in the years to come. We will be in Cali, Colombia in 2027. That is our next stop. But first, we're going to do Vegas. And want to see all of you in the place. Tickets and info at our website, www.blackmanosphere.com. We'll soon have a sixth brother that's doing it. And
so he's bringing his bigotry to Las Vegas. This is going to be interesting because Las Vegas don't play. If they play that nigga shit here, it's going to be fucked up. I'm really interested.
Now that we've gotten the brothers together, now we're going to offer something for the sisters, because it is our view that the Black Love Machine and the community and all that's going on,
Black Love Machine, whatever that is,
on Black social media is inadequate. It is not getting the job done for the ladies. So what we have done, we fully funded ourselves. Is we
Fully
have
funded you, bro. Everybody knows you were broke. Now, finally you did. At least finally, you finally got some studio gear you said you've been trying to buy for the last 10 years. Shoot, you're just as bad as Dr. Umar in my opinions. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
have launched the 5F conference. 5F meaning fit, feminine, friendly, faithful, and fun.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. What do the women get back in return? What do they get back in return, bro?
We launched it in Miami last month.
Let's see. Let me move forward because I think we've seen enough of this man here. Let me see how you guys treat your children. Here we go.
2020, my biological daughter Brianna sued me for defamation and breach of contract.
Oh, so this is what you red pill niggas have to offer. You have to offer disrespect to your own children. Great. What a deal. So a woman becomes feminine, friendly, and submissive, like, believe it or not, Mrs. McKnight was, only to get cheated on. Yes, he cheated on his wife, had a baby out of wedlock, which is this beautiful young lady right here who had to sue her disrespectful father, right? Oh, we're having a good old time. This red pill is having a good old time. Red pill gives women no options to even deal with them. There's low value to, look, they can emulate value all they want, but they're about as low value as you can think. A lot of them are abusive. A lot of them cheat. A lot of them are broke. A lot of them are just losers. What else is there to say? I have over the last 2.5 years proven that in my videos. Whether it was Obsidian who was broke, Kevin who was broke, Charleston White who was broke, Anton Daniels who, let's just say I'm not going to say he was broke, but let's just say he was telling us some stories about his finances. They're what you would call in GP world hallucinations. Nothing's real. Nothing's for real. They have nothing real to offer any woman. That's why they made the manosphere. It's for fake niggas. That's what it's for. Let me keep going. Here we go.
I posted a page from the lawsuit here and the file number down below so you can look this up for yourself. And you will see that she did not ask for an apology or even ask that I remove the alleged false statement from the internet. All she asked for and all she wanted was money.
Pay up. Because she knows that any apology or anything like that from you, Brian, ain't worth the breath it was blown out on. She knows. See, what happened is this, bro. This is what happened, bro. Brian, she went, when in defamation cases, they usually get like a doctor to analyze the defendant and earnestly say, this is this person's disposition. And what they probably found out is that basically you have no empathy. And an apology would be just words. All you have to offer people are money. In fact, I'm going to tie you into that. That's what, ladies and gentlemen, this is an important thing. If you remember when Kevin Samuels was always talking about high value men, none of it had to do with character. Everything else, maybe he'd throw in money, property, maybe the rule that you would have to be a millionaire for at least 3 years or some shit like that. Some shit he never had been himself. So basically, the whole thing, it comes down to this. She found out you were a shitty father. Her heart was probably broken a million times before. So why would she want an apology from you? People want apologies from people that matter. That you have no, it's like, that's like you saying, oh, I'm Brian McKnight, I'm a white person. That's how truthful that apology would have been. It would have been a fake apology. Yeah. Oh, I got more clowns for you. I got more clowns, in the house. Look, it's post, Halloween, but
Why do a silly clown dance for us?
Oh.
Yeah!
If a man loves women.
Yeah. Check this out. Why do I have this guy on here who is GAY? Because he knows a DL man when he sees one. I believe he's called the DL Whisperer. Well, guess what? Guess who? That's why he was acting the way he was acting. There is something in the mix. There is something in the mix that DL men cannot stand black women. Because they're competing with black women. Let this guy break it down for you. Here we go.
A woman in a heartbeat that talks. A man loves women. Why would he be breaking down every woman that he gets with? I will cancel a woman in a heartbeat that talks about my business. She utters my name. What? Publicly. About us. She gone.
Also, too, Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or
well, you know what? Listen, I did it. People, headlines are headlines.
I was going to ask, because you hadn't been married before, right?
I am married.
No, Stephen. Okay. Yeah.
Not Stephen A. Smith getting exposed for being a closet case. Right after Stephen got checked by Serena Williams' husband for talking about their marriage, a man claiming to be Stephen's former lover came forward with some wild receipts, including an alleged tape. And according to this man, the reason why Stephen A. always talks trash about women is because he prefers men.
Ding, 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 ding. And that's not only Stephen, it's the manosphere. They prefer men. I'm not saying that they actually physically get into it with each other, but I will say this. Henry Marr's in the house. I will say this. They prefer the affection and love of other men. That is what the manosphere is about. The affection and love that they should give to a woman, they give to themselves and other men. And men like Obsidian take advantage of these men by coming up with these scamules events and lies he tells you. Let's break it down.
Dogging the black women. Like, bro, listen.
Stay out of politics and stick to talking about sports you never played.
But this is just scratching the surface. People are also calling out Stephen A. for saying he'll fight for the LGBTQ plus community any day, but when it comes to that client list, he couldn't care less and doesn't even want the files to be released.
That is a fight worth fighting for. I will fight on behalf of the LGBTQ plus community any day of the week, just as much as I fight for the black communities. Of course.
T-Mama in the house? T-Mama in the house?
I think there's a list, but I don't know. I suspect, but I have no knowledge, nor do I care. It's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out and enjoy myself. I'm getting ready to have a nice weekend. I can give a damn about the client list, the Epstein client list. It has no effect on me whatsoever. I have a life.
Now think about that for a second. Stephen A. is passionate about fighting for the LGBTQ plus community, but he couldn't care less that people in power are doing unspeakable crimes to little ones. There's some.
Yeah. Of course not. We know what's up with him. Oh, Stevie. Let's get to the good stuff, though. Let's get to it. Okay, here we go, right here.
Him had an affair back in the day, and he's even threatening to expose their alleged.
Okay, so let me play it right here.
People are praising Alexis for standing on business and checking Stephen A. for talking about his wife, but there's something else that's making the rounds online, and it's way messier than this. So apparently there's this man from Atlanta who claims that Stephen A. and him had an affair back in the day, and he's even threatening to expose their alleged tape. And according to this man, the reason Stephen A. is always trashing black women, specifically black women, is because he's low-key jealous. He's not a black woman himself.
If a man loves women, why would he be breaking down every woman that he gets with? Why would he feel the need to humble women? Why would he feel the need to treat them? Why would he not be able to be a man? Why? If he loves women, why? Because he doesn't love women. So with a DL man, they're gonna always do this thing. I love women. They're always gonna act like they love women.
And this is exactly what Stephen A. does all the time. He constantly talks about how he's a ladies' man and can be picky with women because they're all just falling over themselves to be with him.
I want curves. I mean, you can have some up here. I prefer a lot back there.
Yeah, usually when people overdo something, like they just say, oh, yeah, this is what I like. And they're usually the opposite. Thank you so much, Henry Mars. $10 super chat. That'll buy, that'll get some good computer gear stuff for me. Yep. Every little bit counts. Every big bit counts. Henry has been one of the coolest people ever in the world. Yeah. So it's funny because Jim and I, a long time ago, we had some conversations, and she goes, these men, normal men don't hate. We have some great videos about it too. Normal men don't hate women as much as you see as these red pill black men do. They are literally driving women away. I've seen it happen. They drive black women away. And at first I thought it was just because they were, what would you call it? Clueless. But now I think they're doing it on purpose because they want their other male friends to know they about that life. They about that life. They are about that life.
No doubt about it. Legs matters, hips matter. I don't want.
See, this is the funny part too. Notice how all of these men, when it comes to talking about equality of a woman, it's always physical or control-based qualities. And it's usually physical. When I mean physical is now a pretty face, No, I'm talking about, oh yeah, she's got to be in shape. Why do you think they say that? That's code word for you got to have something something that sexually stimulates them. They want to be stimulated by women, and they want to be able to control women, and they want access to women. They don't care whatever else. When they say fit, they mean they want to be stimulated, friendly, they want control, feminine, they want control, submissive, they want control. They want control. They want control and access to you. If they have to put a baby in you to get that access and control, they will do that. Do they want to pay for the baby? No, they do not. That's why they complain about child support. Otherwise, you would think they would be like, damn, you know, I heard that the SNAP benefits are going down. And well, number one, a woman shouldn't have to worry about SNAPs if she has a child with you, right? Why should she have to even bring it up? If you're such a great father and you're such a, you know, you're a provider and shit, right? SNAP and all those other things are given out to women that were formerly with men that are not providers, or men that could provide if they wanted to, but they prefer to spend the money elsewhere and not give it to their own children, because that's where it's going to end up. And that's what's so ugly about what's going on with the SNAP benefit thing. These men hate their own children so much, they're making jokes about SNAP and don't even realize that's taking food out of their own children's mouth. At least 50% of these men, at least. These are the same men, they're angry because, for whatever the reason, the financial abuse route didn't work for them. And they think it's because of SNAP, welfare, whatever, whatnot. And it's not. You're supposed to pay the bill. You're, at best, you, for whatever reason, like you were careless in one way or the other. Check this out.
Okay, what's up guys? So this video I'm about to show you just popped up in my feed yesterday. It's actually a video of former Seahawks D lineman Michael Bennett from a couple weeks ago on his podcast right after Richard Sherman called out Russ on national TV. So I'm only making this video now because of the whole Russell Wilson-Sean Payton drama just happened this past week, and a lot of people are talking about Russ and how...
Now, I don't know, well, I do know, but I'm going to say I don't know what bug got up Sherman's butt, but let's find out together.
Everyone has been attacking him, including former teammates. But Michael Bennett actually defended Russ and kind of called out Sherm in this video. This is from his podcast, Third and Long, which is with Eric Armstead. Anyways, have a listen to what he said.
Speaking about Russ in this Jackson Dart situation, how do you feel about like your former teammates' space in the media and like talking about each other? You know, you've been pretty vocal about how you feel about Russ. Sherm recently on Thursday Night Football was on the topic of Russell Wilson and discussing his career and what he did without you guys' legendary defense and how his career has kind of gone. And there's been other mention of that Russell is messing up his Hall of Fame career and that he's playing himself out of the Hall of Fame. How do you feel about teammates talking about one another? And, you know, how do you feel about Russell Wilson in this season in general? You know, him being benched and Jackson Dart giving that spark to that team.
Look, I think it's important if once you become a member of the media to be very critical and be able to have an honest opinion and be able to say things that, you know, that aren't controversy, but maybe could be, you know, honest, just real honest, right? I think it's definitely a misconception that Russell is not a Hall of Famer. I think if you look at the statistics, if you look at the Pro Bowls, you look at all the things that he's kind of accomplished, I don't think you could play your way out of a Hall of Fame career. If you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't take about the way that Russell has carried himself on and off the field. I think Russell kind of represents exactly what you kind of want in an NFL player when you look at it. You know, maybe he's not the cool guy who's doing certain things that's pop culture, but if you think about what he's done on the field as a player, he's won. You think about what he's done off the field, he's won. He's been NFL Man of the Year. He's been charitable. He does everything right. I think that, you know,
and that's what gets on their nerves. That's why the manosphere is mad at the man. Shout out to ZT Lumini. Yeah, they're mad at Russell for being a good guy. Let's see. Let's keep going.
Sherm's kind of statement, I think there's some more animosity. I think that Tony Gonzalez, I actually saw Tony Gonzalez in the airport the other day when I was coming back from LA. I wanted to ask him about it, but I didn't because, you know, he looked like he was in a rush. But I don't think that's right. I think if we did that for everybody, every player, that means that Russell Westbrook isn't a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? That means that we have to say that anybody that has Carmelo Anthony his last 2 years, or
right, anybody that keeps playing past their prime is no longer a Hall of Famer, like, because they're diminished. Like, yeah, I don't agree with it either.
I think it's an unfair statement. I think there's something that Russell and Sherm need to go to some type of like marriage counseling or something, where they just kind of both get in there and just hash it out. Because I think
I'll show you what the problem is. This is the problem right here. Russell is the epitome of stability. Whether you like his stability or not, it doesn't matter. He is stable. This is Sherm. Keep watching. Keep watching. That is Sherm. That is Richard Sherman. You nailed it, Jackie. Lunatic. This is Richard Sherman. That's why you're seeing right now why he hates Russell Wilson. Because Russell would never do this shit. Russell would never do this. Watch him work. Watch him eat. Watch him eat. That's Richard Sherman. Now, let me ask you this. Would you rather, after seeing this, if you had to choose one or the other, would you rather roll with Russ or Richard? I'm not even done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Let's keep it going. I guarantee you, most of the men in the manosphere would still choose this dude right here. Unstable. Let's just say he takes one too many drinks. And that's a fact. He was pulled over several times for DUI. But they will roll with this dude long before Russell. In fact, they'll still make fun of Russell. That's why you don't have to do anything to be disliked by a mindset of other people. They just hate you because you are you. Russell is hated because he is not unstable like a lot of other men are. Unstable men cannot stand stable men. They cannot, because it's so much it's so exposing. It's so irritating to them. I'm happy that Sherm was able to still get work. But bro, I'm sorry. This right here, this defines you right here. Let me go to the spot where he's kicking the door in. You hear the people screaming? Do you hear the people screaming? This is the epitome of red pill right in front of you. You're seeing it right now. This is what they have to offer. That's why, and you want to know something? That's the exact same reason. That's why Kevin could not stand Russell either. Had the same mentality as Richard. Why do you think? Why? Now, let me tell you, I cannot tell you why Samuel's got a divorce. But this is up for consideration. This is what Red Pill has to offer. This is what they offer black women. And then they wonder why black women look at them sideways. I think I made my point. That's what
social media
this is what that's what he offers you. If he was strong enough, that's what he would offer you. Ladies. And that's what he's teaching other men. To come through.
Inadequate. It is not getting the job done for the ladies. So what we have done.
What we have to offer. Let me show you what he has to offer. One more time, just one more time. What does he have to offer? This is what he has to offer. This is what he has to offer. This is what Obsidian and company and Red Pill have to offer you. Chaos. Let me show you a positive representation of a black man. Or really, he's not, I wouldn't say he's black, but theoretically, people see him as black. I want to bring Klay Thompson to the stage. That's his girl. I got to go past the music. Here we go. Let me just go like this because they want to play games. Yeah. Meg Thee Stallion is glowing, happy. You know, they want to call her a modern woman and everything. But Klay loves her to death a lot. They wanted her to be a jump off. They wanted her to be like a fling. Sorry, folks. Sorry. Her and Klay just bought a place together. Sorry. You ain't gonna get it. You got to look for another example. You got to look for go elsewhere for a modern woman example. Sorry, this modern woman is making her traditional husband, or in the future, I'm getting ahead of myself. Future boy, her traditional man, very, 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 very happy. And I'm happy for her. And it's like this, really, quite honestly. I mean, I'm not, I'm an older cat. I like old school music. So I'm not really like into her music or anything, but I respect what she's done for the industry, and she's not, going in out of court for being the aggressor, of course. Well, she did get a hole put in her foot, but, basically that's because, of some red pill dude. Yeah, red pill dude put a bullet in her foot. Hip hop, and why do you say that, James? No, he's an artist. He never said he was. Dude was red pill at AF because no sane man, is going to put a hole in a woman's foot. They're just not going to do it. So yeah, they things are getting very interesting. She was courtside with his mom a lot. She was just on, she doing things. See, the thing is, I'm bringing her up because she's about as what they stereotype as a modern woman as possible. She's about as modern woman as it gets. And she shows you that with the right care, the right kindness, the right love, she has a lot to give. She ain't thinking about nobody but Klay. Klay is giving her the protection she wants, not only physical protection, but emotional protection, respectable protection. He is not giving her the DDG treatment. So, yes, I'm sticking this in the red pill's face because this is how it really is. When a woman feels covered and protected, she gives you love. That's what's going down. That's what's going down. Klay is quiet, soft-spoken, respectable. Does not refer to her as a chick. When she gave him a watch, The young brother made me proud. The young brother said, she is such a nice lady. That's what he fucking said. That made me so proud that he said something that respectable. And see, y'all should be trying to be like Clay. Not like some decrepit losers that either had to get a divorce or are dead broke. Be like Clay. Why are you guys trying to be like some red pill motherfucker? Be like Clay. Okay, fine. I understand you don't want to be like Russell. Fine. Be like freaking. Oh, so Clay's a simp too. My bad. Sorry. You guys are such the, the manosphere is such the experts on manhood, right? Because the word man is in manosphere. Yeah, you guys are complaining about women every day, but you're the expert on both women and men. Go figure. New York to SF in the house. Boom. I mean, stand up, black men like Clay. Our Clay, black men like Clay are Sasquatch. That I can't. You know something? I can't argue that. I can't. I can't argue that. The evidence is out. She is so happy right now. She is so happy. And I'm happy for her. I want all black women to be happy. I really do. Even some that I disagree with. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
As a biracial woman with a black mom and a white dad, I've noticed that like monoracial black men, when they try to seek me out and they specifically don't date anyone darker than me, they have these 3 things that I noticed that they do. And so like the first thing I noticed is when I tell them that they ask me a very common question is like, oh, where are you from? Like, what's your background? And I say I'm mixed, like biracial. And the first thing they'll be like is, which one is black? Which one is white? When I tell them my mom is black and my dad is white, it's like their eyes just glaze over. They're like, oh, fuck. Like, it just seems like they're disappointed, And so they'll either just stop talking to me or they'll continue trying. And then when they continue talking to me, I notice a second thing. The second thing they do is, so now they realize my mom is not white. So they cannot triangulate me with black women. They cannot use black women to, make me feel better about myself. They can't talk shit about her and be like, oh yeah, black women have this, black women, and that's why you're up here. And no, they can't do that. So they do the next best thing they could possibly think of, and that's triangulate me with white women. They'll try to use white women to make me jealous. One guy I was talking to, right? This was like my 3rd time hanging out with him. He got jealous that I was getting attention from the people around him. So the next place we went to, it was like a marathon type of thing. We were like doing after parties and
he wants to compete. That the man she was with was a red pill dude. I could tell you right now, because a man who is normal, if his significant other and or wife was getting attention, he would be beaming with pride and would just be quiet and let her get her flowers, knowing that she chose him. Not these fools. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
We ended up in the next spot, and he introduced me to this girl. She was a white woman. And I didn't think much. I was just, okay, hi. Later on, he revealed the fact that he brought her around because that was his ex and he wanted to make me jealous. And then he said, and I quote,
Yep. See, they don't live in a world of reality, a lot of these red pill men. They have this issue where they have to manipulate a situation or person to get the result they want. Most of them are narcissists. It's just the way they are built. It's kind of like how fishermen are drawn to water. Narcissists are drawn to the manosphere. Yes, there is a tiny, tiny, tiny sliver of men who actually did go to the manosphere to self-improve. But it ain't been like that for years. It is one of the most toxic locations ever. Here we go.
and I know you felt intimidated by her. And the funny part was I didn't. Because one, I didn't know that was your ex. Two, we were chopping it up. Everything was cool. But that's how some of these black men will try to operate when, especially trying to make another woman jealous, they will try to use, if they can't use a black woman, they're going to use the white woman. So I've had situations like that.
It's some people are just built to be manipulators. Even if they were going to get their way or had been getting their way or want to get their way, it's not their way unless they're getting it done their way. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
I've had another situation like that too, where a guy invited me out and I could tell he liked white women. He had a Russian ex and he was an old ass Haitian man that I did not like. We were not dating. I was a guest. He invited me to an event. I was his guest, not a date. He was like, you can mingle. I'm not the jealous type. And it was like, I don't know why you tell me that because I'm not your girlfriend. You shouldn't be the jealous type. I'm talking to whomever. I start hitting it off with, these white people, and he's talking to white women. Any white woman he could chase after, he's chasing that white tail. Okay, go king. But after the party, he starts getting mad, saying, "Yeah, that you seek. I could tell you seek white approval. This is why I never bring."
He projected as a mother. He's running around there trying to get attracted, Caucasian women. And so she's just doing what she's doing because, she grew up, in probably a white community and shit. And that's that, right? So basically he got mad at her because she was more accepted than he was. That's what happened. Man. And now let's get to the fun part. Passport Bros.
Shout out to LTTV.
Let me pause. This is by way of LLTV? But here. Let me just play this. Here we go.
Every why am I struggling out this bitch? What the hell going on? Every last
what's a live stream without a little bit of some passport bro chaos? Here we go.
Hey, what's the play? What's the play looking like on there? We go. No. Don't kick him off. I want to have this conversation. Go ahead.
Bring your fat ass back on. I'll let you back
yes,
on.
please. Yeah. I'm not offended.
Yeah, raise. Let me tell you something. Raise, for the same reason I go over there and I watch Kendra G's channel. I go to Raise channel just to see what these dudes are about and get educated on the passport bro, community, which I've been doing for a couple years. And let me tell you, they are just a bunch of breeders. That's all they think about. And if you, that's my new term. Just like Cynthia G had the word bandit, I'm grabbing onto breeders. And what I mean is this: these men only think about breeding. That's all they think about. So they don't want to be rocket scientists. They don't want to be, heroes. They don't want to be, um, positive influences in the community. They just want to breed. They just want to breed. All of them. Game Changers just want to breed. He wants to go over there to the Philippines or Thai. He likes going over there to Thai, Thailand, the only place that everybody knows that has the highest amount of lady boys. So I understand. And the thing is that it's funny how angry they are at women. But I have to hand it to them. At least they're trying. And the funny thing is they'll go somewhere else and then be mad at them women too, like Austin does.
I gotta ask you something. I never knew B-Duck got scoped in Colombia. That's news to me.
He was my special
He really
guest.
got scoped?
Bro, he was my special guest and he got scoped.
To be honest,
I mean, these men are going places where they are getting scoped, robbed, deleted, beated, and they still go. I mean, for you to risk your life like that, for women you claim better than American women, but are mostly those you pay, wow. That's a lot. So let's see if they let B-Dub back up. Yeah, here's B-Dub. Nobody likes this dude. He reminds me of Urkel. He reminds me of Urkel so much.
In Berlin, because they actually have this thing called law enforcement, okay? And they do.
Let me not bore everybody with Urkel. Let me go ahead and show you proof, because you're probably saying to yourself, oh, passport bros don't get drugged. Passport bros are winning. Passport bros are winning, right? Passport bros are winning. Passport bros are winning, right?
Okay, so I finally got a police report from the Fiscalia. The Fiscalia is like the Colombian FBI. It's they're gonna investigate my case. They're gonna try to talk with the exchange, Binance. They might be able to find the person through Binance. So let's hope what happens. They're also gonna ask the Airbnb.
He got robbed for $100,000 after getting scoped. If you can carry around $100,000, if you're that wealthy and you still can't have attractive women come to you, maybe, I don't know, maybe he was hiding. That's a... New York City says this: the foreign traditional women have to be poor, preferably dirty feet poor. You'll never find a passport bro in Japan or Great Britain bars. They can't, those women won't see them. And this is the funny thing though. It's being a passport bro, what it means is to have low self-esteem, because you're risking your life and limb and property and money and reputation for sex, for women that you literally, let's put it this way. Chantel Simone was saying they were going over there for unused womb, which is completely false. Even she knows it. I don't even know why she said that. When I heard that, I just busted up laughing. Men go over to the other places for unused womb. I busted out laughing like, wait a minute, I know you heard what these niggas say. When they touch down in whether it's Brazil, oh wait a minute, my bad, they got kicked out of Brazil. Colombia, or some other country, or even now they're ravishing Africa. Right when they touch down, the old school Houdini song comes on. You know that one? Da da dun da 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 dun. Basically, it's called I'm a 304, but they say their real name. That's what you start to hear right when these dudes touch down. Because they hoes. You know they are hoes. They got 15 cents and some dirty shoes. Yep. I mean, I'm sorry. Hey, Razor, I'm sorry to talk about your boys like that, but you know how they are. You know better than me. You know better than me. So yeah, he got, let me shut up. Let Pretty Black Magic break it down for you.
We have here on my screen, y'all all know what this is. I did this video a couple of years ago and I still have it. No black apples. Motherfucking megaphone time for this one. Why sex workers reject black men as customers. We all know why. Most of them have HIV, gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes. They show up, they don't want to pay. They will essay you. And quite a few women said not only will he show up, he'll bring 3 or 4 of his friends. You know how everybody want to jump on you for $20? That don't work in those women's world. Bad enough they have to use their bodies to make a living, and you think you going to jump on me and then you bring 3 of your homeboys and they all want to get a free ride? Absolutely not. So this has been a known rule for many, many years. If you watch some of these documentaries or know any women who have worked in the sex trade, they will all tell you, black, white, Latina, Asian, you name it, no black men, no black men, no black men. And now we see why. So these kings, they have been on TikTok, social media, Instagram. Man, we going to be able to buy PUSSY real soon for $20, $40. They're going to be giving it away. You'll be able to do what you want to them for a few dollars so she can feed them kids. Just show up and just buy a few groceries and you can exploit her. And then after a while, they're going to be hollering about, and not only can I use her, well, she got a 15-year-old daughter, I can be able to get at her too. Because we all know in the so-called black community, we have pedos all around the place. You think R. Kelly was just the only one? They have lots of them. So.
By the way, that is Pretty Black Magic. You got to check out her channel. It's look. I find her channel's entertaining, and it's also very, very, what would you call it? Interesting and knowledgeable. Let's just put it that way. She knows what she's talking about. Let me bring this up to you. She nails it right there though, but let me bring this up. Let me see where it's at. What else? Where is it? Okay. Hold on one second. Dun, 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 dun. And a commercial. There we go. I want not that one, that one, that one. That's the Chrome tab. There's the window. I want this one. No, I want. Oh, was I already playing this one? Here we go. There's the one I want right there. There we go. There we go. Let's get into the mix. Here we go. Wait, let me. Wait, let me pause that because you need to see everything. Let me bring this down just for a second. You need to see the old Dusty at the bottom. That's important. You got to see the dust. You got to see the dust. Wait, let me. Rewind. Wait, here we go. Wow, she sounds like, I mean, he sounds like a high value man to me. Uh-oh, you can't hear that? There's no sound? Oh, dang it. Dang it. You guys need to hear this though. Let me see if I can bring it. Wait, hold on one second. Let's see. Let me copy it, bring it over to my other browser. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second right here. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can or cannot hear? Let me bring it over anyway, because this is important. This is important. Hey, we have Feisty Black Magic in the house. Everybody give her a hand of applause. Let's see, what do I want to do? I want to go here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let me see if I can get this one to play. Chrome tab, boom. Okay, let me see if you can hear this. This is very important. This is the pinnacle of the evening, right here. Here we go.
What does a 40-year-old man need?
Can you guys hear that? Did you hear what he said? Let me bring up the volume a little bit. If you can hear it, okay, let me bring it up because this is important. Here we go.
From an 18, 19-year-old woman. Are you for real? There are many answers to this question. Listen to me. Say, what does a 40-year-old man need from an 18, 19-year-old woman? Are you for real? There are many answers to this question. Listen to me. Say fun.
Can you hear that? Can you guys hear it? Oh, right on. Okay, here we go.
Fun is all hell. Got great ideas of what we should do. Ain't got no responsibilities. Still got good cartilage on their joints. You know, don't got to deal with a residual penis energy. You know what that is? Residual penis energy. That is when a woman's been dealing with niggas for so long, she thinks she know how to deal with niggas. Bitch, you don't know me. I'm different. There's so many reasons. No responsibility is the beautiful part. You ain't got no cheering. I can say, baby, let's go to Jamaica. You know what she gonna say?
the age of consent in Jamaica is 16. I know a lot of people don't know that. And that's not the worst part. The worst part of it is that even though the age of consent is 16-year-old, there are still men who are still going lower. And that's crazy to me. No, I don't know who this gentleman is. This video just came across my FYP. 16 years old. It just shows me that there are men out there who the only reason why they are not going lower is because they are afraid of going to prison. If the age of consent was...
And that's where they got the idea, okay, that women hit the wall at 30. Because these men want to start off at 13. And it's a proven fact that they do it already. Isn't that something? I mean, that's crazy. Let's get back into the mix. What time is it anyway? Okay, we got a little time. Perfect. Okay, so Cynthia G did a great live stream explaining perfectly on how this situation, let me see if I can bring it up right. I think it's right here.
Well, what did you do with October's food stamps? Dumb bitch, they bought food for October. That's usually how that works. So her dumb ass over there crunching on burnt toast and got her stupid ass fired, but black men don't even got no job to get fired from. But they sit up and do the same thing. But anyway, I was telling y'all about this dumbass Republican mindset first. So let me show y'all these two videos because there's black Republicans too. Black men decided they will be Republicans just so black women can't get no food stamp.
Right, basically. They see that worked against them because they didn't know what I knew. See, a lot of these black men that are Republicans, they're not really Republicans and they're not conservative. They're really not conservative either. They really just want control. And they see that other men are getting control by being either Republican or not them. And so they want to jump the bandwagon. What do? They start voting against their own. I mean, I'm clearly saying voting against their own interest.
Oh, raggedy bitches, because of course you don't want a book of food stamps doing what you can't do. Of course you don't want a EBT card showing you up. Why is the EBT providing more than you providing? And then you sitting there, your raggedy ass up in videos, we don't get to them, with bandits sitting there talking about, you need me now. You need me now. The average bandit don't even have a $200. Don't even have $200 to your damn name to replace her EBT. What are you talking about? She needs you now. I ain't heard no black woman sitting in no video nowhere saying, oh, let me go find a bandit to help me now the EBT is out. You ain't got no...
Bars, y'all. That is exactly that. As the thing is this is what's going down. This EBT thing, I mean, the bottom line is this. What really should have happened is that black men should have been like, oh, dang, the EBT is off. Well, I better check in on my kids, right? They don't say that. No, they are so lacking of empathy, these red pill black men, that they don't care about their kids. They don't care that money was for their kids. That EBT card that was given. Now the situation is this. if they have any morals, they'll have to run some money over to, the woman they made pregnant and is taking care of their kids, or they're going to have to pay that child support. Because a lot of women, even when they're awarded child support, it does not get enforced, and these women don't hold them to task. Now it's like, wait a minute, you weren't paying for your kids, and I'm struggling. Now the EBT is gone. EBT was the husband, right? EBT was the provider. That's why it's hilarious when you see these men in the manosphere saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a provider." Well, you're not even providing for the kids you already have. So let me let Cynthia G break it down even a little bit more. Here we go.
No damn money. Why would she look to the most unemployed, broke group of men on the damn planet to do something for her? Right. Competing with a damn EBT card and losing. How are you competing with EBT?
He said competing with a damn EBT card and losing. Oh man, let me tell you something. She has some classic. That's a classic. Let me play that over again.
And you providing, and then you sitting there your raggedy ass up in videos, we don't get to them, with bandits sitting there talking about, you need me now, the average bandit don't even have a $200, don't even have $200 to your damn name to replace her EBT. What are you talking about? She needs you now. I ain't heard no black woman sitting in no video nowhere saying, oh, let me go find a bandit to help me now the EBT is out. You ain't got no damn money. Why would she look to the most unemployed, broke group of men on the damn planet to do something for her? Right. Competing with a damn EBT card and losing. How are you competing with EBT?
Competing with
and your stupid ass is still losing. Just dumb as hell. I want y'all to listen to the conservative brain, because the conservative brain is the religious brain, basically. Yet another scientist coming out and telling you these people are just dumb. They really are. There's something wrong with their brain. So let's listen to it.
All right, Pink Boy Queen in the house. I said what I said in the house. Spicy Black Magic in the house. Devin in the house. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
Come on. What is TikTok doing? Why are you not pulling up the video? Hold on, let me get out of the share screen and then maybe it'll come up. Yeah, this literally will not open this up. And there's a few people on here let me show y'all this won't open these videos. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, let me pause it right there. If you want to see the rest of this, check out Cynthia G's channel. But that losing to an EBT call. Oh man, shoot. That was hilarious to me. I'm sorry. That just had me, oh man. Let me go with let me drop the link. Maybe see some folks want to come up. And then because it's about I got some things I need to do tonight. But okay, the link is dropped. By the way, if anybody has a link and you can, you should be able to put it into the chat. Go ahead and throw it in the chat. Have people come to your channels and stuff. I wanna be a hub. I want to be a hub. So Darnell is here. Okay, welcome, Darnell.
Hey, what's going on, DJ? Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming up. So, what do you think? You think men are competing with the EBT card?
Competing with the EBT card. I mean, I don't think so, but hey, what do I know, right? It's
Well, let's think about it like this. Okay. Okay, and I'll be specific and just say that at least from what I've seen, the red pill men are really laughing at black women because the EBT cards are being pulled or whatever. Though 80% of black men have children, so that would mean that more than likely, unless the men their exes already have money, which there's probably not completely true. The women that are having these problems with the EBT card probably have some broke men's kids. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on EBT, right? They would be getting whatever. They wouldn't care about EBT because their providers providing. So, with that said, the women that are getting the EBT cards that are not going to be getting the EBT cards would be the same women that are dealing with men that don't have any money themselves. Because otherwise, if these men had money and they were kind and providers and all that kind of theoretically, there's all theoretically, by the way, they would be giving that money to the women for their children to be fed anyway. So theoretically, in my thinking, I'm thinking like these men are biting the hands that literally feed them and take care of their own legacy. If this is the case, why are they doing that? Because likely if a man is in his 30s, especially these days, they have children. And unfortunately, black men, we are struggling the most. So we don't always have maybe that big fat dollars to feed children, theoretically. And if that's the case, their children, these men's children that are disrespecting their own children's mothers, are laughing because their own children will no longer be fed properly. Does that make any sense to you guys?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, kind of like your show title states, white supremacists talking points and the red pill. You know, basically, I think you just got a bunch of people that are just trying to grift and make money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. This new wave of republicanism, or whatever you want to call it, it's one big ass money maker. You know, I mean, hell, just look at what's his name, Officer Tatum did with after Charlie Kirk's death. He's selling T-shirts with Charlie Kirk's Charlie Kirk T-shirts and donating them, and he claims he's donating the money to the family, all the pros, but we don't see any receipts on what he's actually donating to the family. But here's what's interesting is that he's raising the price, like, so you can get the same T-shirt. The family themselves actually launched a website themselves, and you get the same T-shirt at a cheaper price.
Damn.
So Officer Tatum marked it up. So obviously, he's definitely trying to profit. And I see the same thing with these talking points. It's just it's just it's a grift. It's a money making scheme. You know, the insult, make fun of black people. This and that. Hell, you had B-Dub. I can't believe you starting to show B-Dub on your channel. But I actually got into it with B-Dub yesterday, as a matter of fact. I mean, this guy.
That's not surprising.
Jesus Christ. I mean, man. I mean, if it's a woman that should have had an abortion and it was his mother, Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what B-Dub was saying, yesterday, he was saying the same exact thing. All welfare. I mean, he was making fun. Matter of fact, he was making fun of LTTV's wife. He's LTTV has a black wife, calling her dark, look like she bathed in oil in Saudi Arabia and all this other crap.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't believe me? Go to the Andrew show.
No, I believe you.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what this live is really about, is how poorly black men treat black women, as if they're slave owners. They really do. They treat black women as if they're slaves. I mean, the terminology, the talking points. And this is the funny thing. You would think that after the Charlie, what was his name again? Charlie what?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. After the Charlie Kirk incident, you would think these men would wake up and say, damn, we kind of say that kind of shit to black women. You know what I mean? You think they would wake up and say, oh, come to think of it, we've said something like that to, blah, blah, or something about this. And because think about it, if Charlie Kirk started calling black women baby mamas and all that kind of shit, it really, a black man can't defend himself because they do the same thing. Only difference is Charlie was white.
But you just brought up what you just said. You brought up something very interesting. All right. Charlie Kirk, Nick Fuentes, you notice I never hear them say, well, Charlie Kirk's gone, but Nick Fuentes is still around. As racist as they are, you never hear them talking about black women.
Good point. No.
In fact, I've seen Nick Fuentes on a panel, on several panels with black women. He was just talking, getting along with them.
Yeah. I mean, that's how bad it's gotten, where technically a man who's been technically defined as a racist gets along better with black women than their red pill counterparts.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is it's like, okay, and I told B-Dub this yesterday. Same monkey behavior, because he likes to use the term, call black people monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
He called me a monkey several times. But he likes to use that term, like, all you guys do is this monkey behavior. That's why, I'm better than you and all this other stuff. And I'm like, dude, you are doing the same monkey behavior. The very same behavior you can't stand, that monkey and ignorant behavior, you're doing it. Not even Nick Fuentes does this. I don't see even these white supremacists. You call them what you want, and not that I'm praising white supremacists here, but I don't notice them doing this kind of crazy monkey, behavior.
Right.
I don't see them talking about, show me $500. Look at my apartment. Look at my girl. Yeah. It's like, you're not traveling. You can't travel. I'm like, it's one of those things that it's like, I don't see any of these white people saying that stuff. Not one. You know, so definitely, you know, black, you know, for sure, you know, black men definitely have taken this stuff way too far. It's basically turned into Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, but for some odd reason though, DJ, it sells. You know, like when I was on Andrew's show yesterday, there was a poll. You know, because I guess, you know, B-Dub, he tried to coax the host of the show to, you know, compare his so-called girl, who I think he's paying for, but that's my opinion, to LTTV's wife. Try to do a comparison. You know, say my girl looks better than his wife. She's ugly. She's a monkey, and all, I mean, literally, he was just going off on this man's wife. What did she do to him? Yeah, her only crime, what, being born black? Yeah.
Hey,
And
Darnell, I don't mean to interrupt you. How you doing, DJ Darnell?
I'm
I
doing great.
did
Go ahead,
want
take
to.
it.
Oh yeah, I did want to jump on something you said earlier about a couple minutes ago about how you notice like Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk never talks about black women, right? And you're right. They don't. Rarely they do. The only time they'll bring up black women, especially Fuentes, is if he's just talking about the ratchet behavior. But outside of that, he does not talk about them pretty much at all. And there's two
No,
reasons behind it. Like
but he talks about them as a collective, though.
yeah,
You
as a
know,
collective,
that's
I
black
mean, 'cause
men and black women together.
yeah. So, but one of the reasons why they don't do that, and it's a lot of white guys out there who specify either the entire community as a whole without separating us from men and women, or they just talk about the men. Is because every other group of people out here, especially white people, they don't have an issue with their women. They're not in confrontation or competition with their women. And for the most part, even though there's a lot of feminism out there in every race of people, most women are in line with the man first. I mean, we could just see what happened when Donald Trump, the last three elections, he got over 50% of the women in all three elections, and two of them, he blew them out the water. You know, and it's funny that the two that he actually blew him out the water was against women. It was against Hillary, blew him out the water. He basically was 50-50 with women against Biden. And then against Kamala, he blew him out the water. The women mainly voted for him.
Well, it was white women. It was white. You know,
Yeah,
the black women.
but no, that's what I'm saying, Darnell. I said the women in his race. So what I mean is when they talk to us as black people, they don't the white men and all these they're not threatened by black women. They're not threatened by anyone. So they're threatened by the man. That's why they say, oh,
But
black men
Dante,
is the one that needs to step up. Y'all the ones that's losing y'all community. They don't care how successful black women get. Look at what white people do. They don't
it's
weaponize
funny they talk about the ratchet shit black women do, but let's talk about the ratchet shit white women and other white people in general do.
Yeah, but they're not
Yeah,
out of
that's how
control.
come Trump won the election last year, because these ratchet ass white people.
Are you talking about poor white people? Yeah, like
Yeah, they is
yeah, but
ratchet. It don't matter if
well,
they poor or rich, cause it be white people with some money. They be on that ratchet behavior too. They be let's just say this: a black person can do some ratchet shit. They get criticized for it. That same ratchet shit white people do that black people they hate when black people do. They get praised for doing ratchet shit.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I mean, there is a ring of truth to what you're saying. I mean, you're not wrong. That's for sure. I mean, the only thing is though, as we were saying earlier, like these white supremacists like Nick Fuentes and you know, that they're not disparaging black women. They're not talking about black women. I mean, they are talking about, if you want to say as a collective, you know, black women and black men as a whole, they talk about, but they're not
But normally
targeting black women.
when white men talk down on black women, those are the white men that don't like black people in general.
Right.
That's
Hold on
what-
one
yeah,
second. I'm going to
that's
play
what
this
I'm
link.
saying.
Hold on one second. Here we go.
Believe as Americans, you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to say, even if it's wrong. And coming for black women, no.
Right. Come on,
You just make yourself look stupid.
real stupid.
The black woman is the most educated person in the United States of America by 27%, bitch. She got SNAP, EBT, and a degree, honey. They don't like what I be saying.
Come on.
I gotta shut up.
So
It's funny
but
they
yeah.
talk about the EBT shit, but most black women I know don't get food stamps. Only a few black women I know.
Well, to be honest with you, whites, it's actually white women. A lot of people don't know this, but white women, there's more white
Get
women
more
on
food.
EBT.
White people in
Yeah.
general get more food stamps than anybody.
Correct. A lot of people don't know that.
But then again, when they talk about all that, they ain't talk about. I just seen this video on TikTok today. Was a white couple that got arrested on food stamp fraud. They don't want to talk about that shit.
Nope.
Yeah, the one thing I have noticed about the news per capita, they basically show way more black crime than they do white crime, even though there is more white crime in general because there's just way more white people. But they won't even show, it's not like if you were to look at the news, you'd think that the country is 70% black, if you know what I mean, when it comes when they show crimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of block that out. They block that out. They don't show the amount of crimes that other Caucasian people are doing. They're not showing the white collar crimes that they're doing a whole lot of. So yeah. Anyway, that's general media. So that's that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's true, DJ. Especially like to me, I think a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but I think a lot of white collar crime is actually worse than, some of these violent crimes. I mean, hell, look at Enron. Those of us that remember when Enron collapsed.
Well, I wouldn't say it's worse. I mean, the thing is this financially, yeah. Financially, you got a good point, but somebody losing their life or having their life changed, and Enron scamming billions. They're two different things. I understand, though, the $1 billion makes a bigger impact for the nation in itself. So it does cause more harm that way.
That wasn't what I was referring to. I was referring to the when they were doing their scam. In order not to get caught, they raided their employees' pensions. So these people basically thought they had tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hell, some of them thought they had millions stored in there. Can you imagine going from that to zero?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I agree with you, Darnell, because if you murder, let's say you murder somebody, right, and you kill somebody, well, obviously that's terrible. The worst thing you can do is kill somebody. But then that's blue collar crime. Then on the other hand, you have a company like Enron where thousands of employees get played out of their pensions, and then you have thousands of more people who may have had retirement funds set up in the stock, all of that, and it plummets. So you can literally affect hundreds of thousands or millions of people by having a company like Enron go under, compared to somebody murdering one person And that and those hundreds of thousands of people who get affected negatively because of the financial impact, how many of them will end up turning to crime? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So yeah, I agree with what you're saying because you affect. That's what they mean, DJ, when they say the pen is mightier than the sword. Like I could kill 1,000 people with a sword, but President Trump can just sign a piece of paper and launch a nuke and kill 10 million people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That I get. Hold on one second. I'm gonna bring up another one. Wait a minute. How did I get over here? Oh, that's how I got over here. Okay, hold on one second. Oh, to the stage. I said what I said. Welcome. I said what I said to the
And what she
stage.
said in the prompt is true. But there are other races of women that got it worse than black women too. It got it just as worse.
Okay, so everybody, welcome. I said what I said to the stage. How you doing tonight?
Hey, DJ Torch. Hey, everybody. I'm doing
Hello,
okay.
ma'am.
How you guys are doing?
Oh, we're hanging in there, and
I wasn't gonna come up. I was gonna let you guys have it, but y'all had to bring me up to the stage when y'all started talking about politics because you know and these black men. I was gonna let you guys have it because you are men, and I appreciate y'all just holding the black woman down, and it's really refreshing to hear black men talk positive about black women because unfortunately it's rare these days. They don't do that anymore. It used to be that black men respected black women. We've all had our issues up and down the time frames, right? So society kind of give men, in my opinion, the direction that they want to go when they, at home. Because remember back in the day, black men really didn't have a lot of good jobs. They didn't have a lot of opportunity. And they actually needed the black woman and they just, they clung to the black woman. And now, since everybody is liberated, quote unquote, because we had women's lib in the 1970s, so the women started having rights as well as the men. And I think that did something to the black man's psyche, because prior to that, black men really did, respect women and held their families down. And some black men had like two families. He was married, then he had his side family, but he still was able to take care of everybody. So for these men today, and I'm not saying that that's right because, I don't agree with that, but I'm looking at the economical portion of it, and I'm looking at the standing and the views that the black man had when it came to a black woman. And, used to be when I was growing up and when I was younger, a black man was happy if you had food stamps because that, he understood that took some burden off of him. And now it's like it's a crime to get food stamps to help feed your children. Like DJ Torch was saying, these are your kids that you put on the earth, and now you need the government to help you to raise them, which, which is a tragedy within itself, because we have so many men that just want to, and no shade to content creators or entrepreneurs, but everybody is an entrepreneur, and being an entrepreneur, sometimes you get paid and sometimes you don't, depending
Right.
on the profession that you choose. You may not still make enough money, to suffice your family. But you get online and you talk about black women, and I'm not talking about you guys, I'm just talking about these red pill guys. They get on here, they talk about black women, and how we struggle, to raise their black kids when they're really not lifting too many fingers to help raise them. So how can they have any type of standing or argument, point blank period, in my opinion?
it's just rage bait, and grifting, at its finest. Um, is unfortunately, it's just you know, this is the money maker. Just like I was telling DJ Torch earlier about me dealing with B Dub, yesterday.
Mhm.
Like B-Dub, like I said, he had the crowd. I certainly did not. You know, everyone found B-Dub for whatever, even on LTTV's chat, for whatever reason, they loved B-Dub. You know, they found it entertaining. You know, it's wrong. You know, but it, as far as your point about the, about the food stamps and stuff, not that I agree with the being against food stamps and stuff, but at the same, let me ask you, ma'am, have you been a homeowner, or are you a homeowner now?
Yes, I've owned 3 homes.
Okay, so you've had to pay taxes, right?
Yes,
You got to
property
pay.
taxes. Yeah, and
Correct.
insurance, and
Well,
responsible
I just
for
wanted.
repairs, all of that.
Well, no, I just wanted to just talk about the property taxes. The thing is, your property taxes go to funding schools. So when you got like I was a homeowner myself, and for 13 years I'm paying property taxes, and and the money's going to the schools, and every year they send me something in the mail talking about they want to raise my property tax, to fund schools. Well, I don't have children, so I'm paying for other people's kids to go to school, and I think that's what a lot of people are talking about when it comes to food stamps. You got people that clock in every day 9 to 5, they're not on food stamps, and they're like, why do I have to raise other people's kids? You know what I mean?
Not really, because actually somebody had to pay for you to go to school when you were a kid also. So I understand that you don't have any children. I pay taxes also, and my children are totally grown, been grown for a minute. But some, everybody have to help everybody out. And I understand your plight about food stamps or what have you. And yes, we have people that that just totally live off the system, and it is what it is. But if you look at any entity that operates in America, you're always going to have a few bad apples in every and anything you look at, right? But for the most part, let me give you some statistics. Only 27% of Black people get food stamps in America. 37% is Caucasian people, and 16% is other. I would say the brown people, Spanish people, and other foreigners. So
Asian, Native American.
yeah, other groups of people. I don't want to be racist or anything, so I want to try to make sure I choose my words carefully. But what I'm saying is, I've never received food stamps. Never in my life have I ever received any government assistance. I have worked hard all of my years, but um, I never minded helping somebody else that couldn't work, because we talk about Black single mothers that's receiving food stamps, right? And we have a complaint with that. Well, at this point, daycare costs more money than it would for that Black mother to go out and go to work and, and try to get a paycheck. And once she get a paycheck, 9 times out of 10, she's not going to be able to afford the rent that we have right now, because the wages don't meet the prices. And it's been that way since, in my opinion, since Clinton went out of office. When President Clinton was president, everybody was able to work and afford their living arrangements. You can't do that now. And prices are going way, way higher. But you keep in mind, minimum wage has really been $7.25 for the last 20 years. Employers are competing for employees, so they raise the wages up so that they can hire. They have to be competitive also. But no, I never minded giving my tax dollars to people who actually need it, because everybody is not trying to get the system. Everybody is not taking advantage of it. Some people actually need the system, and I'm not saying the system is perfect, because everything can be improved, right? But I just never looked at it the way that you're looking at it. But I've heard other people look at it that way. They don't feel like it's fair for them to be able to take advantage, of something that they're paying for as a taxpayer. But as a taxpayer, baby, we pay for everything. Things, like these nice roads that we have. And I'm in Texas, right? So
Oh yeah,
it's
y'all got some horrible roads out there.
yeah, and everything is segregated, and everything is pretty much you know divided pretty much because the dominant
Mhm.
people is predominantly racist that live in predominant neighborhoods. It's still kind of it's not totally separated and divided, but it's pretty much separated and divided if you know what I mean.
Yes,
And
ma'am. I'm from Texas, so I know
okay, so
exactly
you
what you
know
mean.
exactly what I'm saying.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
so you know those nice highways and roads that we have, we pay for those too, but we don't travel down them all the time. We pay for things on their side of town that that we're not even participating in. And if you go to any black town in America, you can tell the black side versus the other side, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so some of your tax dollars are going to some of their projects and things that they're taking advantage of. But you know, I just want to
Mm.
throw that out there. So when you're looking at your tax dollars, don't just look at single mothers. Look at the whole big picture, because a lot of your tax dollars go to places that you would never even be able, take advantage of. Let me just put it that way, or either
And don't they
utilize.
send a lot of that? Like they do some subsidizing out to large companies and whatnot.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Corporate welfare.
Yeah. And the farmers get welfare, but
Yep.
it's
That's
not the
true.
same welfare. They get money all the time to help run their crops. So don't let these people tell you because they're in business or they got a farm or they're an entrepreneur. Most businesses don't even pay taxes at all.
That's true.
Okay, especially when they're a big corporation business, they don't pay any taxes. You have to pay all the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
she's
that.
telling the truth.
So
She's
hey,
telling the truth.
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with everything she said. I just want to just add to that too. Darnell, I had that thought before about
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, because I don't have any kids, right? About like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have kids, so why do I need to go ahead and have my taxes go, but then I thought about we live in a nation, right? And this is something that
Yeah.
I think black people generally just don't understand because we don't run our own nation. You know what I'm saying? We live in one, but we don't really run it. So we don't understand
Mm-hmm.
everything it takes for everything to work. If you want less crime and less nonsense in your community, you want to have a productive citizen out of everybody, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so if we're not paying taxes to the schools, which keeps the upkeep of the schools better, better principals,
Mm-hmm.
better teachers, better materials, better infrastructure for the kids, then we're gonna have a bunch of crazy ass wild kids out here. You know what I'm saying? Who dropping out of school, not learning, parents don't care, then you create a cycle, which we've already seen in some of these bad school districts in America, in some of these cities.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it doesn't affect you directly, I think that we should have, and even with the EBTs, my problem with the
Mm-hmm.
EBT is one, people who abuse them, but like she said, it's always going to be if you can keep that negative part marginalized, you're okay. But what I don't like is when, because we talking political, when illegal immigrants come over who break the law, who pay no taxes at all, and they're allowed to get benefits right off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
That takes away from American citizens who do pay, because it's poor homeless people who pay taxes every year in some way when they purchase something or anything, and they're not
Mm-hmm.
getting the same benefits as somebody who came over here illegally. So I think that that's not fair that they can just get that. But as long as you're not one of those like what they call the welfare queens
Queens.
with 8 kids and $5,000, $6,000 in EBT, like and they selling half of it for $1,200 wigs and stuff like that, then
Mm-hmm.
no, because my mom was on EBT on and off for in our lives before. Matter of fact, when
Mm-hmm.
I turned 18, for, when I turned 18, I was still in high school. I got an EBT card from my mom just because I knew it would help out. It only lasted for about 4 months and I got a job. Then it just dropped down and it was whatever. But that was the only time I was ever on EBT or any kind of government assistance. But um, there's nothing wrong with it. It just be abused though. Like that's a
I
huge.
I was on EBT myself probably for like a year or two, but when I got a job, I got off of it. I knew I was gonna lose the EBT anyway because of how much money I was getting, but I ain't look back after I had a job.
Yeah, that's how. I mean, I like pride myself on being able to live and earn enough money to not have to use the government as because that's for somebody who really needs it. You know what I mean? I can't stand when there's
Facts.
able-bodied people out here who can actually get up and go to work and they decide not. And I can't stand a lazy ass man. Like
Right.
Now,
the
Some
worst thing is a
people,
Let
lazy
me
man.
can I address the woman with all the children that's getting food stamps? And I understand some of them do do abuse the system. They don't pay the pay it like they're supposed to. But if you feel like and if a lot of these fathers feel like that the mother is abusing the monies for child support and food stamps, well then take your child and raise them yourself because you have just as much as right to raise your
Bars.
child as a mother does. So I hear a lot of these guys complain about women and their children and blah blah this and that. But I don't see any of these daddies stepping. I do see, and let me change that.
mm,
The new generation, I want to take my hat off to them when it comes to raising their kids. Because I see this new generation of fathers, whether they have a job or not, they're stepping up and they're actually being fathers to their children. But the Gen X, partially Gen Y, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball on their children, and so I say if you don't, if you want the mom to be able to go to work and not have to worry about daycare. Trust me, it's cheaper for her to be at home with those kids than it would for her to try to get daycare for everybody. Even if they give you subsidized daycare, you still have to pay some of that money. And
mm,
so that's and it's not that I'm just for everybody on welfare because I'm not, and I do feel like that they should get the bad apples out the group. However, the government pretty much monitor you. You can't get, especially this day and time, the way that they're watching us now, it wouldn't be wise to do anything other than spend the food stamps, at home rather than, do other things, nefarious things um, that they say that they do with the stamps. I don't want to give them no tips or anything, if in case, but
So yeah, so I know what you
because I
mean.
love my people and I am, I have a second channel for a women empowerment channel. So that's why I'm up here battling for my sisters. Okay. That's part of it. But part of it also is just to give you if you have an open mind to think of things a different way, because we're all striving for the same thing. We're all striving to, live life and be happy. And, everybody want to be able to pay their bills and pay their own way and buy their own food. We can always have people that don't want to, but we have more people and more black women that work than what everybody feel like or think. And like Cat Williams says, the black woman is really one of the most educated women in America right now.
but the part he also left out was black women are also the most imitated women too.
Yes, and imitated, hated, and feared for whatever
Mm.
reason. Um, you know, they're envious of us, and all we're doing is trying to live our black lives and go to our black jobs. That's what we're trying to do, and raise our black children. Um, I don't think people really understand the magnitude of raising a child, and if you're raising your child correct, especially if you have a black son, you want to try to tell your son to do, go reach for the stars, go out there and go get a job. But you also have to tell your son how to conduct himself in society also, because you guys can't act, you know, like yourselves in public. You know what I mean? Because people are already afraid of you because of your size, and don't be too dark so you get intimidated, they're intimidated by that. So it's a conversation that all black mothers have to have with their black sons on how to conduct themselves on the outside because of the way things are in society.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm just saying, like, that's one of the things as well. We need to have. We had them before. We need to have them again. We need to have black men's groups. So for all the single mothers that's out here that's raising boys and they don't have a man in their life,
Yes,
like if their father's not in the life, because I hear a lot of black women say, "Oh, I can raise a black man." It's not the same. Like they have to have, and this is for any race. This ain't just for black people. Like a boy needs a man. Like he just needs them.
exactly.
And
And
yeah,
the
just like I would
and
never
the,
say like, "Oh, go ahead, tell me."
and the thing with on top of that is a black a boy needs a positive a good father growing up too, because of this. If a son follows a dysfunctional dad, he's gonna probably grow up being one of these dysfunctional grown men if his father is not in the right place in his mind.
Okay, i.e., at these men that we're looking at right now that call themselves red pill. Okay, this is the result of not having a black father and an example to follow.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that
And on top of that, these boys, a lot of these boys' fathers aren't good men. And I seen a TikTok of this guy saying he he was around he grew up on the men his family was a bunch of ain't shit niggas, and it happened that way too.
mhm. I was just gonna say, but the one thing I do disagree with, because like I said, I've said it many times that I'm a red pill man myself, but I was raised by my father. You know what I'm saying? Um, uh, so for me, it wasn't because I didn't have a father figure. It was just more or less, later on as I became an adult, started dating. That's what did it for me. But it had nothing to do with me being fatherless. So
Well, it's not
it's
going to
not all
apply to
father.
everybody, but I
Yeah.
can guarantee you some of them didn't have a good a good
Oh,
example.
yeah.
And even if you have a father, you have to have a father that's really, and I'm not saying this don't have nothing to do with your father. This is just
Mhm.
in general. If you're gonna be a father, like the other guy said, make sure you're setting a good example for your child. And sometimes you can do everything that you can with your kids, and they still turn out on the wrong side of the tracks. So I'm just saying it's just not easy being a parent. It's not easy to navigate through the good old United States of America if you got melanin in your skin.
Mhm.
And I just feel like that we are gonna have to worry about trying to come together and find the common ground. I feel like together we'll stand and divided we'll fall. And we can't have men against women and women against men. um, it seemed like that's what the dynamic is now. They don't even seem like that many kids are being born like they used to be, and it's definitely
Mhm.
not that many families together no more. So if we want to make changes or what have you in our neighborhoods, we want to make changes anywhere, we have to come together first before we can change anything.
Yeah, and it's interesting what you said too. I like to think uh, when you said united we stand, divided we fall. The problem is, for whatever reason, I think it's America in general, but it's especially true in the Black community. In Black America, is everyone wants to be divided for one reason or another. Um, in fact, as DJ show tonight shows, just the title says it all. White supremacist talking points entering the Black manosphere. Well, let's take the Black manosphere out of, or red pill. Let's take that out of the equation. It's just white supremacist talking points are entering the Black community, and you know, I'm like wondering where's the money coming. I mean, because like I want to see where the money's coming from, because that's what I think is really going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the likes of like Candace Owens, for example, or Officer Tatum. These guys got to be getting paid from somebody to say some of the stupid things that they're saying.
Or Nick Fuentes and you know, everybody, a lot of people on social media get paid to spew out hatred because guess what? Social media make money when there's division.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they make their money by sowing chaos and division. And
And then
so
and let's not forget our enemies. Let's not forget.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, the
I don't
enemies
want to
too.
use.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're absolutely right because that's what happened in a couple of the elections. They pitted America against each other, or what have you.
Yep.
So uh, not just saying, I'm concerned about other races and all of that, but I feel like we have to get our own race together first before we could be concerned about everybody else.
Exactly.
And it's not that I'm not worried about them or anything, but they're gonna trust me, they're gonna be all right, and we're not. We have a big job just for us to try to come together, and even if we have a difference of opinion, that's just a difference of opinion. You still should be able to come to some common ground about anything and that's just how I feel and how I think. I just feel like it's okay to have a nice heated debate, have a difference of opinion, respect one another, but you also have to just make sure that you're all fighting for the same things and not fighting each other.
Yes, and I agree with you. My only concern though is, let's say the country does fall apart. You know, I'm concerned. Black people, we're going to be the scapegoat for why it fell apart. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're already trying to say that.
Exactly.
That's why you hear the buzzwords of DEI and
Mm-hmm.
woke and whatever else they decide to call us or what have you. But at the end of the day, we withstand more than this. So, you know, uh, if listen here, if we can get through hanging on trees, uh, getting our houses burnt down, uh, having to take a test just to go vote, having the worst of schools, having separate water fountains, uh, being looked at as not even being a actual man. Okay, because black people wasn't always human beings, and we were property first. Okay, so if we can get through all that, trust me, we can get through this too, no matter what they say. And you have to, like I said, we all have to try to come together and see a common ground because we are gonna fall apart. Because, like you say, you're absolutely right. This country is being torn in half. And then it's being torn up in so many different little pieces to where everybody is really going to be struggling, and it's going to get harder and harder. Look at all of the talk that we had just by not giving out food stamps. Look how panicked everybody is online about not being able to eat.
You know what's interesting though? We said earlier, like more white people are on food stamps than black folks, right? Like, and you got certain states like Arkansas, Mississippi. They're the poorest states in the country, and the majority.
Alabama, one of them too. And
yeah, Alabama's another one.
unfortunately, we're last in education.
So, with that being said, like, I'm wondering where are all the white people up in arms, especially like from Arkansas, because they're going to be dirt poor here in a minute.
Poorer.
Right.
Yeah, poorer. Yeah, you're right. Poorer.
Listen, you just got to read and see what happened in the 1920s, the Great Depression. And you'll find out what they all did. Everybody was begging and everybody got real humble is what had happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody got real humble. And so I don't feel like it's just gonna break all the way because some things are being stopped, but a lot of things are not. And so we just got to wake up and, like I said, we got to fight about something that's important. Talking about Keisha and them is not gonna help us. That's all I'm saying.
No, it doesn't.
No.
So I don't understand the celebration. The celebration here.
I want to know, when did all this red pill stuff start happening? Because it must have missed me while I was at work or something. I don't know.
Well, I thought it started around 10 years ago, but I was wrong. It was actually somebody in DJ Torch's camp that actually corrected me. They told me about a name. I think his name was Tom Likas or something like that. He was like the original Red Pill guy, and I actually listened to some of it. But like this guy was around like back in the 90s. You know, so I think
Okay,
it's been
so in the
around.
90s. Yeah, I definitely was
Yeah,
at work in the 90s.
It
And
wasn't
so,
the same though in the beginning. It
no,
wasn't
but
what it was.
it probably exacerbated when the internet entered the scene in
Yeah,
2001.
yeah.
they took, especially the black manosphere. What they did was they took the most salacious, entertaining parts, which unfortunately in our community now, like you said, is the black man versus white woman argument debate. It's an entertaining thing, which is
I'm trying
stupid.
to think. Whenever I, th- I think around 15 years ago, it might have gotten like that when YouTube came around. But back then, they didn't call that kind of stuff red pill back then.
'Cause it
That
wasn't.
was
It was
when Tommy
called
Sotomayor was first on YouTube all
it was
them years
called
ago.
it was called MGTOW back then. Red Pill kind of spinned off. Yeah, men going their own way, and Red Pill was one of the spin-offs of MGTOW.
But see,
You have
the thing about red pill
I
though
don't
is
think
it's
it called it
understanding
MGTOW then
about.
either. And
So what
MGTOW,
I'm
I ain't
saying,
hear that till recently.
it's about
no. Go ahead.
So basically, we can say it was within the last 20 years. We don't have to be
Basically.
basically about the
Yeah.
last 20 years is so
yeah,
a whole generation is lost in the red pill era.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the only reason I keep put is because when they first came up with the concept of it, it was like you remember the movie The Matrix, kind of like just follow how that went, where he
Mm-hmm.
offered Neo the red pill and the blue pill, and he said the blue
Mm-hmm.
pill will take you back to your reality. You'll forget this is gonna happen, live your life. The red pill will show you the truth. It'll show you the man behind the eyes. You know what I'm saying? It'll show
Mm-hmm.
you how stuff really is working. And I've always been into that, understanding like how everything really works and not just like just the surface of something. And that's what it really was about. But when they got into the relationship part, and especially when black people took over with the whole black versus a black man versus a black woman, that's when it got out of
Mm-hmm.
control. And I'm like, this ain't red pill no more. This some bullshit. Y'all done put
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah.
terrible name on the red pill. I can't even defend it. So I don't,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never been into, with the exception of, and I'm Kevin Samuels, because he's the only reason I even know about any of this stuff for real when it comes to the relationship hating thing. I mean, I heard of Tony Sotomayor and all that. I never got into none of them. Fresh and Fit and them was all I know about all of them just because of Kevin Samuels.
Yeah. Well, Fresh and Fit, they came kind of late to the game. They started in like 2019, I think. And Kevin Samuels, he just took it and he monetized. He kind of changed it into his own, kind of like Dr. Atkins when he invented his diet. He really didn't invent it. He just slapped his
Yeah,
name on it and said he did, right? And that's what Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Samuels did. But I remember it was about roughly about 10 years ago. There used to be this someone drew like a little comic. It was a nerdy black kid, real attractive black girl, and there was a basically a Pookie in the cartoon. So the
But
nerdy
I see
black.
that picture. Big picture. That
Yes. So
old.
you know exactly where I'm going with it. But I'll shorten it. But long story short, the nerdy black guy, asked this woman out on a date, and she's like, "Oh no, we're just friends or whatever, And then she's going to the the thug dude. He's like, catch you later, chump, and stuff like that. Well, anyway, a couple years later, the nerdy black guy got a, good paying job and this and that. He gets on a plane and decides to hop to, wherever, like Brazil, and she goes, wait, the same black woman he had asked out years ago, now has children by that thug dude, right?
You mean
And
you mean a beat it chick coming?
yes, beat it, chick. Yep. Yeah, that's what the cartoon was, and I think that helped it gain. That's what I think a lot of black men had identified with that comic strip. Whoever drew it, but it's infamous now.
Let me get some shout outs out of the way. Shout out to Ghost, Corey Coburn being in the house. Henry Mars is in the house. We have Alexander in the house. We have a lot of great people in the house. We have holding it down, Miss Jackie Gaines in the house. We have the genius Miss RV in the house. Yeah, we got an all-star cast in the chat. That's what I'm going to say. Let me spin this clip for a minute, and then you guys can react to it. Let me know what you think. Here we go.
They cut the food stamps. Coochie right back to being $40 again, man. Yep. So go on, get your wallets ready. Go on, get ready for the hey big head text. Go on, get ready for the I ain't seen you in a while, stranger. Just get ready for all them type of text messages. This is the moment we all been waiting for. Government assistance that made these women feel like they don't need a man in the household. But now they about to see how much they actually need a man around. Yep, Coochie about to be a lot cheaper now, man. Y'all tap in, y'all get ready. That girl that one texted you back a few months ago? She's gonna be texting you back. She's gonna be hitting you back blade to speed. As long as you can keep some groceries in that fridge, she got you, bro. Your new Coochie subscription is putting groceries in that fridge. That ain't nothing about $150 a month. Keeping some ground beef in there, some chicken, a little steak here and there, produce, all that. You good, bro.
Talk about predatory behavior.
That most definitely is some predatory shit.
Yeah, and listen how he said, this the moment we all been waiting for. Like, y'all just, you know what? This reminded me, speaking of the manosphere, this was probably about 4 or 5 years ago when OnlyFans was threatening to take the sexual content off. And all of the manosphere people, especially Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit, they were so excited. Because I remember, like, the day had came where they were supposed to take it off and make it, illegal for them for somebody to post sex on their thing, and they decided at the last minute not to do it. And I remember just the build up, all the stuff Kevin Samuels said, y'all gonna be back in Subway, y'all gonna be like, it's like y'all was like, this thing between black men and women is so bad that you. And I'm not a proponent of OnlyFans like that. I'm not saying that selling sex is a good thing. But at the same time, it's like, hey, it's America, whatever, make your money and you're going to get your consequences for it. I ain't tripping. But they were so excited that some form of income was about to get taken away from these chicks. And they all felt dumb as hell when OnlyFans decided not to do it because they realized that that's 70% of your content, idiot. Like, why would you take the sex away? That's another story. But I'm just saying, Kevin Samuels was on it.
Yeah, but you're omitting a certain part of that, a certain part of their decision as to why they chose to keep the content. It was because women started complaining about it.
Well, they complained.
It was women that when OnlyFans said we're going to take away the adult content, women were saying, "Hey, you can't do that."
There were women. No, you right, Darnell. There were women who would never in their life put sex online who complained about it because what they understood, because what they understood was this is why the sexual movement and liberation really went crazy the last 10 to 20 years is because for the first time, women were given the public freedom to weaponize their sex, like legally, basically. Like that's why in the commercials and the movies, all these years they've been taking advantage of. I got to do $40 on the table shit. Now, girls in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s used to go to strip clubs, work all night long, and walk out with $500. Now, all they got to do is set up their camera, do the script for nobody but themselves and the camera, and then they make, $5,000 in a month.
Right.
And
So,
that's why women complain.
No middleman.
No middleman. That's why women complained about it.
Well, let me.
It's not a bad
think about it
thing,
like
though.
this. Think about it like this. It's much safer. No
Right.
middleman. As risque as what they're doing on OnlyFans is as it can be, it's really a lot less wear and tear, if you know what I mean. You don't have to worry about sleazy, strip club owners or anything like that. So yeah, it's a win. It's a win. Really, it's a win for everybody because then the guys who don't want to go to a strip club and
want to be anonymous.
and get outed or whatever, they don't have to go there. And so it's kind of like a win for everybody. But
no STDs.
Yeah, no STDs, but well, that's not true technically. There was that one woman. There was that one woman that was did content with Gucci third leg.
that was because he was a mess. But at least most of the time, the fact that you had to say that one instance, I mean, I'm sure it's more than that. Gucci,
but let me.
It makes men look horrible because all you had to do, bro, was put on a condom, and you at least in the porn industry, you could have been a respectable dude. Now he just looks like a scumbag. Anyway,
which he is. He don't look like he is a scumbag, But as far but the thing is, like, when the porn, and not that I'm saying I agree with this, but just hear me out. When the porn industry had it, they had back in the 90s when they had the 3-letter scare. By law, they got regulated. So they had to do testing. Where the problem with OnlyFans, these are individuals, these aren't corporations. Doesn't have to be any there's no regulation.
Right.
So in theory, STDs can spread, or STIs as they call them now, can spread like wildfire because there's no regulation anymore.
So are you saying that after the show, it's always somebody coming over, or every now and again somebody come over?
I'm sorry, I don't understand. What do you mean?
Well, you're talking about STIs, right? So at the strip club, when you finish dancing, you have the private room and you go back there and do what you do, right? If sometimes. So I'm saying after the OnlyFans show, are people coming to these people's homes, or are they meeting up somewhere, or like how do that work?
I know what he's talking about. He was talking about the guy he was talking about is a performer. The girls pay him to have sex with them on camera. A lot of these OnlyFans girls. First off, Darnell, they do have a new rule on Facebook. OnlyFans, they started a few years ago. Everybody who's in a sexual explicit video has to be registered with OnlyFans. And
but are they meeting up? Though is what I'm asking. How are they getting these STIs?
Oh no, he's talking about the performer, the guy
I know he's talking about the performer. But what I'm saying is, if you're at home and they at home, how are they getting together to get these STIs? Are they meeting after she gives the show, or that's what I'm asking?
No, they're not doing it remotely.
They're collabing.
Yeah, he's coming over to her house and having sex with her on camera.
Oh, okay. He's coming to her house having sex with her on camera. Okay.
Or they'll meet at a hotel or something. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, it's the porn industry, except now it's minus the regulation, minus the oversight, minus the regulation.
No,
So
well, that's
no.
what I was saying, though, Darnell. Like, they do have. I mean, it's not. They do have more regulation on it because everybody. It's not just about being registered, right? They have to
Mhm.
share how many partners they've been with, and all the partners, especially anybody that's online. And then
Mhm.
they have to share if they've been, you know, when they've been last tested with each other and everything. And they got to make it public
Oh,
because
I didn't know that.
well, I mean, like you said, you can't just be having because you know how America you can sue anybody for anything. So if it was a whole
Mhm.
bunch of men going around having sex with being paid to have sex on camera by innocent OnlyFans girls and then they spreading STDs, they could just blame
Mhm.
OnlyFans. Well, they facilitated it, so let's sue them. You know, so they were just watching their back from that. But I also
Let me.
wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
Uh, can I address the dude on the camera here? Because it's given to me the way that he's talking and the way a lot of these guys talk. It's given to me that either they didn't like their moms, or somebody hurt them really really bad, and they just kind of, you know how you have a bad relationship and you think everybody's going to treat you that way. That's what this
Mhm.
that's what this guy is giving me. Like, he hurt, and he actually, I feel like a lot of these guys, not saying all of them, but maybe some of them, I wonder, do they consider that they may need to go get a little therapy? Because there's nothing wrong with healing something that's hurting you inside and you can't get it out, or you don't know how to handle it, because everybody don't have the same strength,
Mhm.
and everybody can't handle every situation in their lives. And there's nothing wrong with, getting, talking to someone about your issues or what have you. Because, we go to the hospital if our stomach hurt or arm or whatever hurt too long or what have you. So there's nothing wrong with asking them to help you out with your thinking. So do y'all agree that maybe that they may have a bias against their moms, or maybe they were in a bad relationship why they would think so negative of women?
Yes,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, ma'am. Years ago I fell for that trap myself. Uh, I had about 10 years ago I had uh a negative opinion of women in general. I mean, it wasn't just black women, it was just women. I didn't care what their race was.
Why?
You know, it was just based on just like you said, bad experiences.
Oh, bad experiences. Okay.
Hmm. I mean, that's usually the first sign, of how people join these groups. You learn. Anybody ever seen that movie, The Ladies Man? Had a guy, his character was Leon Phelps.
Yeah, the ladies' man.
Yeah. Well, in there, if you remember, he's going around, having relations with everyone's wives, and one guy gets caught, and he gets on the internet, starts looking tattoo. Have you seen this tattoo? And then come to find out, there's this group, this support group. So they show up at his door, and like, we were all affected. you know,
Yeah.
that's what it's like. Is you have a bad experience, you're searching for answers. You want to know why. You want to know what happened, why. You're looking for closure. And unfortunately, groups like the Red Pill and stuff like that, and again, that's how I joined the Red Pill, was it gave me the closure that I was looking for.
But and like you said, but they generalize all women though. So like you have a bad experience with one, even if you have a bad experience with three straight women in a row, that
Mm-hmm.
then it generalizes like, oh well, all of these black chicks ain't shit then, because the same thing happens to us. A
Mm-hmm.
woman will have a bad experience with two, three, four guys in a row, even just one, but whatever. Especially if they
Mm-hmm.
having children with the guy, and they just generalize all black, oh man, all these black dudes just a bunch of bum ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
and we were like, what do you
Yep.
mean by all? Do you mean like 100% or more like? I mean, all them niggas, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be the same. Like, look, the guy on the screen, look at it. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
this is the moment we all been waiting for. Like he'll feel like, man, fuck these bitches. I'm glad they ain't getting no fuck. Like, damn. Like, what the? So that phrase, you know how people say, did somebody hurt you? That's very offensive to people because yes, somebody did hurt them. I heard girls asking Kevin Samuels that shit if somebody ever hurt him, and he was like, "Anybody hurt me?" Blah blah. I said, "Yeah, man, but both your wives left you, Kevin. They filed for divorce, and who knows why they did it. I mean, I guess it wasn't beating them or domestic violence, nothing crazy. He said he never cheated on his wives. So something he was doing
And
wrong.
you
They
think
both
he
of them want to leave.
told the truth when he said that?
Because I'm inclined to believe a lot
I
of
don't
these
know.
people. I'm inclined to believe a lot of these people just perpetrating.
And this is the
It's a lot of
same
cap.
Kevin Samuels that told men they need to have a rotation of 6 women. And
Right.
y'all don't think he cheated on his wife.
Well, I feel like a lot of this is cap, and these people not really living like this in their real life. Somewhere it's been some rejection. There's been some hurt, and and it caused them to get angry, and it caused them to feel this way about women when they should just be trying to get help. But I want to talk to Mr. Red Pill. Mr. Red Pill, why are you still red pilled if it seemed like you've had an eye-opening experience and it seemed like you kind of changed your mind. So why are you still carrying that label as red pill?
I believe in the message.
And what is the message?
Well, the message is to be more what is the word? To have a little more self-respect. It's not necessarily it's not to say, hey, to put women down or anything of that nature, but it's one of those things. Okay, if a woman is not, if she's taking up, if she's not, like, say, responding to texts or doesn't seem to be interested, move on. Don't try to keep on, know when to walk away, basically. Um, because
So
that
is this
was a
kind of
big
like an
issue.
unofficial fraternity or something that is basically kind of what the concept is?
I wouldn't
Or
go as
like
far as say a
brotherhood?
fraternity.
Like
I wouldn't
brotherhood?
exactly. Maybe I guess you could call it a brotherhood, maybe somewhat. I mean, but I don't even think it's that anymore. If you want to know the truth, I mean, I'll be honest. It's just it's as with any group. I don't care what group it is, but since we're on Red Pill, it's just a bunch of people grifting and taking advantage of people. Unfortunately, I mean, there are elements of the truth, but at the same time, it's just a bunch of people just taking advantage of desperate people, kind of like those infomercials from the 90s. You too can be rich just like me.
Right.
If you buy my book, buy my course. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with these dating gurus, red pill gurus, whatever. It's the same exact thing. But I mean, as far as, like I said, the message goes was, if there's a woman,
it seemed like it just want you to be a man and a self-sufficient man and productive in society, basically, right?
Correct. Hey, you got to
can
work
do
a
that
9
on
to
your
5.
own, though, can't you? Without having the stigma of the red pill, unless you just do. You like the stigma of the red pill concept? Because you just gave me a lot of devastating words for it. But would you want to be associated and looked at that way?
Well, I don't like the stigma. I definitely don't like the stigma of it. But I'll definitely say this is that, as an answer to your question, you could do that on your own. You're right. The only thing is that, as Deontay had said earlier about the movie The Matrix, I give you the red pill or the blue pill. You're going to see the truth, or you can continue living in fantasy land here. And the thing is that, like, this whole thing about, I'm not going to say, I can't find a better term but basically just sitting up here being nice to a woman for the sake of being nice to a woman, and then waiting for her to, you know, see that you're different and all this other stuff, like that just doesn't work. You know,
I like
I've
that.
tried it.
Welcome to the stage, Pink Boy Queen.
Hey, Pink. So you're basically saying you're staying in it because you don't like the way women respond to you, or we take too long to get back with you. That's what I'm kind of basically getting from it. Because there's
No,
nothing
ma'am.
wrong with being aware of things, and there's nothing wrong with being knowledgeable of things. But I'm just trying to figure out what is the benefit for you to be associated with this class of people when it's a lot of negativity that people view it as. So I mean, I'm just trying to make that part of it make sense, because it seems like
Well,
you already have a good head on your shoulder, and you know what, you don't seem red pillish to me at all.
He has
you know,
his
a lot of
days.
Oh, he has his days.
a lot of people say that, you know, but a lot of people do say that, like, you know, you don't seem red pill. Like I even get lambasted by you know, red pill guys, you know, all the time. They're like, oh, you're not red pill. They call me a feminist. You know, you know, I guess you could say I've always been a moderate. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, not to get too political, but you know, I'm a registered independent. I'm not a Republican, nor am I a Democrat. You
Yeah.
know, I understand both sides of the argument. You know, and I've always been, you know, that way. You know, I don't like extremism. I don't like to be too far into a group, because you know, as we had said this on a few lives ago, but it's kind of like a, you know, think of it as a circle, right? You know, with the words extreme and moderate, you know, the extremists are actually the same people. So whether it's say red pill, an extreme red pill person, and then you got an extreme feminist, they're actually the one and the same.
Exactly. So I proposed, and I'm gonna close it out with this. I propose that you get a purple pill group, since you independent and you don't believe everything that red pills say, you don't believe everything blue pills say, then maybe you should get like a purple pill. Do you think that probably, and that way you can get because I wouldn't want you to be associated with something that's not, you know, favorable in the eyesight of everybody else, because red pill is not favorable in front of everybody. Nobody on this panel seemed to agree with them, not even you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things I don't agree with. I mean, there are things that I do agree with, you know, like, I mean, this is back in the day, but like Fresh and Fit and Camden Samuels, I mean, they were getting on men real hard. Like, you sitting up here expecting 9s and 10s, and you don't have a job. You're sitting, living with your mama, you know, smoking weed and all this other stuff. You know, I'm not talking about myself. I don't smoke weed, but you know, but you know, unfortunately, there was a lot of those guys that joined the red pill. Like, how come I can't get, you know, these fine women and all this other stuff, and you know, but you got no job, you know, you got no money, don't have a car, you know, kind of like that song Scrubs, you know, on the passenger side of your best friend's ride, you know, trying to, you know, your priorities are mixed up. You know, and they
They
used to
didn't have
tell
no
you that.
ambition. They didn't have no drive. That's you can be broke as hell, but as soon as you get that drive in you, and you ain't even gotta have a drive to be rich. You could just have a drive. I'm gonna get a job and get my shit together. I'm gonna discipline myself enough to save up some money to get my own spot. I'm gonna stop spending money on this dumb stuff. I'm gonna find a way to get a second income. Like, boom, that's what it's all about. Like, I agree with that
Exactly.
part.
And
with
that's
the
enough
red pill.
just to get a woman. Just be self-sufficient.
Yeah,
And,
like, come on
and be
now, dude.
accountable.
Like,
And be accountable, and stop
that's
calling
it.
people 9s and 10s, because
Be
if
accountable.
tell the red pill people, if they're gonna continue to call people 9s and 10s, they're never gonna get a date. They're not gonna get a woman that way.
And do you know
You
how
know.
many? Darnell, you hear me say this a lot, man. I'm gonna say it again. It's an overabundance of beautiful women out here. All right, I'm talking about. Do you realize that the average man can pull a top? I know you just say don't do the numbers. I won't do it, but like a top notch beautiful chick, and he ain't gotta be rich or nothing. The same chick that these rich men go after. That's why rich men don't mind. A rich man will go and pull a chick out of McDonald's, Subway, Barnes and Nobles. He'll pull her out of welfare if she bad enough.
Actually,
You know
that's
what
not
I'm saying?
that. Actually, I'd have to push back on that a little bit. Rich men do go after a different. The women might appear the same as far as, this person's a per se 10 and this person's a per se 10, but they go after different things as well. I used to live around Richmond. That's why I can say this, is that there has to be some substance there too. So
Yeah. No, DJ. I'm talking
But
about. I'm
DJ,
not talking about like. I'm talking about just from the dating standpoint to just the sex standpoint to I'm a marry this girl standpoint. We done seen it a million times. Just look at the celebrities. Look, and I'm not talking about the ones who married a woman before they got money and then they came up together. That's different. Y'all grew that together. I'm talking about the ones who either did that and got divorced. Now they single, or they was always single and they start making, making their way up. But I'm not even just talking about that's the point, the rich man. I'm saying the average guy, you know what I'm saying, can have you don't all you have to do is just show she just said it the best. You gotta show some kind of accountability and be responsible. Like, I mean, it's the most important thing. You got to be reliable,
Yeah.
and you got to be able to be. If you can provide for yourself and show that you got drive to do more than that, that'll attract women to you in the long term more than any of the short term nonsense will.
But the problem, Deontay, is the data just doesn't back that up. Like, for example, you look at the Tinder studies, for example, the dating apps, they conduct these studies all the time. And what they found out is only 3% of men that are on these apps, heterosexual men, are matching with the woman compared to 33% of women that match with a guy. How was that possible?
let's get Pink Boy a time to chat. Get her 2 cents in.
I'm just listening.
Hello.
Basically, hi DJ.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Can
so
you
I
can
just
you turn
want to
your
say this
headset
about.
up?
Yeah, it
Hello?
is up. Let's see. I got on a Bluetooth hip thing, so it's up as far as it'll go. I don't even have on mic. Can you hear me? Or is it too low?
It's a little low, but I can hear you a little bit.
Okay. So I ain't gonna talk too much. I'm about to go to bed. So, but anyway, I just wanted to say that this dude right here is one of those dudes that will come to even a gay guy or a trans woman and be like, "Listen, I don't get. Hold on,
I know that
I don't get.
voice.
I don't get paid until Friday." So this guy, I don't. There are some guys or some people who will use the excuse of women done hurt them. I've been hurt by women myself, even women who I've tried to help as a queer person. But I'm still an advocate for women. Okay, I'm still
Hello?
I know who that person is.
man who was mad that he has to play with himself. That women have raised their bars. You know what I'm saying? They call them modern day women. Women have raised their bars today, became career women. Okay, a lot of men, like someone said, one of you said that, said that women have superseded. A lot of women have superseded, especially black women, but every woman. That's why they fired a lot of women during the DEI thing. Women have superseded, even in a system that's against women, even in a patriarchy that was designed against women. This
Hello.
afford. Now he says $40 in the clip. It says $40 in the clip, but he mentions $150 in groceries. Now I want to know if if um if majority of black men were providing that much groceries for black women, why would black women even need, what I'm saying, the things that they need to take care of their of us, of the children, what I'm saying, through the system, through another man's system, by the way, through another man's system. So what this man right here is just a bomb. I don't, for one, he may have been hurt. If he was so-called hurt, I have had so many men tell me as a trans woman about everything that a woman did. But as I listen to them talk and tell me their story, because I know how to pull it out of them, because they'll tell us things they won't tell a biological woman. Okay, so when they tell me things, I pick and choose, and it's always her. But then when I listen to the story, it's always them. It's mostly them. I won't say always, but it's mostly them. I had a guy tell me one time that his wife divorced him because she asked him to turn down the thermostat. No, no, no woman is going to divorce you because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? What have you really done? What have you done? And then as he continues to talk, he talks about his alcoholism. He talks about this. He talks about this and that. And the truth comes out. So what it is a lot of black women have too much mercy and have had too much mercy on black men, which is mostly who black women date and breed with. Okay, so most of them are used to black women being easy on them. And now that a lot of women collectively have risen up and are waking up and requiring more from them, then they are complaining like little bitches. And that's all I want to say tonight.
Well said. Well said. All right. I guess we can wrap it up. Who last word time. So let's start off with Tevin, then Deontay. I'm gonna let I said what I said, close it out. I said what I said. Definitely put your link to your channel, if you can, into the chat, and I'll put it on my community post as well if you'd like.
One of my last words was, I wish we can go get past this $40 coochie food stamp conversation, cause it's going nowhere. Cause it's funny because these same men will want to pay. We all know they don't even want to pay $40. They want it free, basically.
All right. How about Deontay? You're next.
Oh yeah, I'd just like to say thanks for having me on, DJ. So no, this was a really good one. You know, I'm glad that we got a lady up here. I said what I said. You're right, DJ. It is better when we have more of a balance.
Yeah, very much so.
You get the other perspective. But man, I just want to say that when it comes to our community, man, I know I always say this, but this is some nonsense. We need to be together. Like we need black women and men the families, the husbands, the wives, the children, the communities. We need to be together, man, because this is taking us nowhere. This whole back and forth fight and debate over nonsense is taking us nowhere. We're we like those little hamsters in the balls. You know what I'm saying? We just
Yes.
running around like we not going nowhere. And every other group in this world is moving forward, and they done put us on a damn hamster wheel. And the messed up thing about it is we can get off at any time. Nobody's holding us down no more. Like not like that. Like yeah, we still got um racial, well, all this other stuff is going on, white supremacy and systemic racism. That's always gonna happen as long as we here. But we got enough to get out of it and have our own shit. And we up here still playing these games. So until that ends, we just need more conversations like this. So thanks again, DJ.
Thank you, Deontay. All right, let's go to Darnell.
Thank you for having me. Again, always a pleasure. It's kind of hard to follow Deontay and then Tevin, both of them. That was a really good closing statements there, but I'll do the best I can. Dante is absolutely right. This is the time, if there ever was a time, to show unity. Because right now, I mean, if anybody can't see, I mean, there is a war that is about to erupt. I mean, white supremacy has never been so bold, or at least not in my lifetime. I mean, I know back in the 50s and 60s, but in my lifetime, it's never been so bold and out in the open. And in fact, now, they're infiltrating. So this talking about black women and food stamps and stuff that's definitely not productive. Just because something might be funny for a minute or something doesn't make it a good thing. We got to show, especially, there comes a point in time where you got to grow up and stop being a teenager or acting like you're in your early 20s, because you're not. There comes a point you're just too old for that, and you got to move on, grow up. Like I said earlier, our enemies are like Russia, China. They want to see us divided. The United States is the most powerful country in the world. It is. And there are things going on in the world right now they're not happy with. And what do? You divide the people. You use social media, and if anybody think I'm lying about that, just consider this, is that in China, social media is controlled by the government in China. I mean, really controlled. Certain things you can't use certain social media platforms. They have to be government approved. You got to have censors. Everything is censored over there. Here we don't have that, but you notice they push their TikTok on us and stuff like that. So I just wanted to close with that, and hope everyone has a good night.
Thank you so much, Darnell. I think we got Tevin. We got to Tevin, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay. So I'm gonna let I said what I said, close it out. I said what I said. What you think?
Well, it's been a great show. It's been very informative. I've learned some things, especially about OnlyFans that I had no clue about. I thought it was something totally different. But thank you guys for educating me. I love to learn. I also learned about red pill guys, because I've kind of heard about them, but I didn't know the exact definition and the background and the history. So I appreciate that education. So now when I speak about them, I'll be more informed and make sure I speak accurately about them. But basically, I think these red pill guys really it's something, it's not about the ketchup. Okay. And the ketchup is the food stamps and the woman and the money and the blah, blah, this and the blah, blah, that. It's about you taking accountability for yourself, being responsible for yourself. Like, who's that? Darnell said that he's a red pill guy. I like the things that Darnell actually believe in, because really that's really what's being a real man is being self-sufficient, taking accountability and taking responsibility. And the other guy said, I think it was Darren, he spoke about that also. And he's absolutely right. As far as a black woman, your average black woman, they're not looking for much. They're not even asking you guys to be a millionaire. They're just asking you to be accountable and be honest and be upfront, be trustworthy and communicate, and be self-sufficient. Even like my age group, okay, I'm 59, and even guys in my age group still don't have a home, don't have a car, want to move into your house. They don't, some of them have apartments, and there's nothing wrong with an apartment. And but I have met guys that didn't have much at all, and so then I become the B, because I'm not going to deal with you if you a half a century and then some, almost
Right.
damn near 10, and you don't have anything. So get out my face. I don't have time for that, But at the end of the day, it's not about. I mean, it's more about the young people getting together and having relationships, and having children and raising them, and raising them to the best of their abilities, so that the system won't have to raise them. And like what's his name that just spoke? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names.
Oh, that was Deontay.
Deontay. Okay, Deontay is the red pill. Okay, I'm trying to remember that.
No,
Deontay.
I'm sorry, Darnell's the red pill.
Oh, Darnell is the red pill. Okay. Like Darnell said, our biggest enemy is not us. Our biggest enemy is the foreign countries. And somebody said, I wonder who's paying them. Well, that's who's paying them. Foreign countries. Foreign countries are paying us to pit against each other. And you may not even recognize it, because it may be under LLC, or it may be under, an American name. But, if you do the background, it's foreign related. A lot of these people on these social media sites are being paid by foreign people, so that we can, be against each other. They put out all kind of stories around elections. You'll see all kind of nonsense of things that's not true. And now AI is so scary. They can make a video to make it look like, that it was you, and it wasn't even you doing anything, And so I take my hat off to corporate America and to these billionaires and millionaires, because they made all the poor people feel like that each other is the problem, when really in actuality is nobody taking your job. Robots are taking your job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The robots are taking your job, not people. People are not taking your job, it's the robots. And I feel like that. I'm not trying to make this into a political show, but I do have a political show, and I put it in the chat, because I have I have my channel, I have a women empowerment channel, and I have a political channel that I'm involved in.
That's that's perfect. I'm glad you brought that up, because the both Darnell and Deontay can they will chop it up. You might want to invite them if you need some conversation.
Everybody is welcome. I'm on the show with I collaborate with two people with one person with my women empowerment channel, and I collaborate with 3 other people with my political show. But everybody is welcome to come over or what have you and listen to us. But see, everything is the same, but it's not. We like the attitude that people are having. People having this attitude because of the politics, because of the way America is going. And we know how it is with most people. When you broke, you're not happy. You just not. And you can't be in a good mood, and you can't think about nobody else if you're always struggling all the time. So, it's separate, but it's equal. And that's what we have to see. It's not the women doing something so bad or the men doing something so bad. It's the environment that's really causing all of this friction and problem, in my opinion. That's the way I look at it. And like I think Darnell said, we getting ready to have some tough times. So all of this hating each other, that's not gonna work. We all gonna have to actually come together. Trust me, I'm gonna have to give some of my cousins some money because they're not gonna have nothing to eat, or they may get their gas turned off because they don't have their job anymore. I'm not gonna be happy about it, but rather than to see them and their kids be cold or hungry or whatever, I'm gonna, I may not give them the money. I may pay the bill myself to ensure, yeah, because it's a way to do things, and to ensure that it get done. We might have to just do that for each other. For those, it's going to be the haves and the have-nots. So everybody gonna have to get ready to roll their sleeves up and help each other out until we can get out of this mess that we're in. That's just the way I feel about it, because that's the way that we're going, in my opinion. And so, we better stop talking about the wrong things and really pay attention to what's really going on around us instead of trying to, be against each other and point the finger at each other. We better be trying to work together, because I feel like that's what we all going to need to do in order to survive this environment that we're in. And like one of you guys said, racism is always going to be there. We've overcame more things than what we're going through now. So I feel like we can do it. We just have to, find out what's most important. What's the most important thing in your community, or what's most important to you. And if you want a family, just do the things that that you need to do to have a family. You can't have a family if you don't have nothing.
Right.
And
exactly. And that's
so
a lot of people miss that.
yeah, they miss that. And it's nobody's fault. It's not the woman's fault or the man's fault if you guys are not ready. Just make sure you're ready. And but I want everybody to get a family, though. I want everybody to get together, get a family, and let's get this generation, back growing again, and get the family sense value again. And I think that's what's missing too. And I know we're on the internet, but sometimes we should probably take a break from the internet too, and live our real lives, because I think people be online so much. I think they kind of, forgot about reality and the real world. So I think that would help also.
Well said. Very well said. I want to make sure we get your website. I mean your channel. How do you say it's OTR Live?
It's OTR Live. Yeah, I put that in the channel. But it's
Okay,
it's off the record is the name of the channel.
Oh, off the record. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me I just want to make sure I can find it.
Yeah. It didn't let you click on the link. Did I not put the right link in there?
Not behind the scenes. I'd have to bring up the
Oh, you want me to do it behind the scenes? I'll put it in the chat.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Definitely I want it in the chat, but if you can put it behind the scenes too. For some reason, at least on my computer, when I'm on StreamYard, I can't save the link.
Oh, that's okay.
But wait, let me see maybe I can. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
I want to make sure everybody knows where to find it.
Oh, okay, no problem.
And,
but yeah, we just did a political show last night.
Yeah, I think it's gonna blow. Does it have like a black circle?
Yeah.
Perfect. Got it. I'm subscribed.
It's blue.
Is it blue?
Yeah.
This is OTR.
Let me go to it, because
no, this is somebody else.
No, that's probably somebody else. Yeah, let me go to it. Yeah, it's the OTR Live show. It's off the record at OTR Live show.
Okay.
But let me put it in the chat for you.
And then also, shout out to Jackie Gaines and her website. Everybody, she put it in the channel as well. Great. Okay, Deontay subbed. I'm sure Darnell will too.
What is her channel in the chat?
Oh, I got it. Here we go.
Oh, you have it in the back
OTR
chat.
Live. Got it.
Yeah.
Copy it. Okay, let me put that over here.
You say Miss Gaines has a
Paste.
channel. I can go to her channel.
And then Jackie Gaines got hers.
Okay. So I just subscribed to her channel.
Okay. Let me put hers up again. Flipthepages.com.
It's called Off the Record. Blue circle with an O.
I don't think that's it. Let me. Yeah, it should be blue. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's a blue. I see it.
You see it? Okay.
Off the record. Oh yeah, OTR. Yeah, live show. Got it. Okay. Now there we go. Let's get this subbing going.
Well, we stream it on my channel too, though, and I love the Three People channel. So,
Flip the Pages was very easy to find. I got that locked in.
Okay.
I think I need to make sure we get in Pretty Black Magic too. Where's she at? Oh, right here. Okay, here we go. Make sure I go there.
The channel a few days ago, just in case you were wondering where it went. But guess what? They don't call me Magic Woman for nothing. I always have something up my sleeve. So y'all might want to sub to my newest channel here. I open them up and then I close them up from time to time because we all know these kangs and these mammies, they don't want me on here exposing these niggas and telling the truth. But
That's Pretty Black Magic. I'll leave that up there just so everyone sees. Excellent, amazing content. And let me see if I can find that. Let me hit the share button here. Copy that. This is her information. I think we got everybody down. All right. I guess I'll go ahead and hit that beat. Obviously, you know, you are always welcome here. I said what I said. Everybody, please like and subscribe. I said what I said. Pretty Black Magic, Jackie Gaines. I mean, and the beat goes on. Who else is in? And let's see. And don't forget about Alexander as well. So to everyone out there, oh my God. Oh, let me play Ghost Jam, number 1. Let me get to that. But thank you everyone for coming out tonight. This is DJ Torch. And I'm out of here.
Love goes around. Oh, DJ Torch. And friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Round and around and around. Yeah. When love goes around, it comes around. It comes around. Can't stop it. When love goes around, it comes around. Here it goes. Yeah. DJ Torch. DJ Torch. Friends. It's about to go down.
All right, holding down the chat. Miss Jackie Gaines. Shout out to Alexander Brandon. Deontay. Darnell. Devin. Pink Boy Queen. Henry Mars. Henry, thank you so much for the super chat. And the none, the only one, the only Corey Coolburn, aka Concrete Ghost. She made the remix. She did this. It's, as you can tell, it's a jam. She did this. Shout out to all the friends in the clouds. Yeah. Hope Oreo's doing okay. Shout out to Miss RV. Shout out to New York to SF. Feisty Black Magic.
And friends, round and round and round it goes, love goes around.
This is DJ Torch. And I'm out of here.